I live death every day.
Art Thibert's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist, Art Thibert. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, Image and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art Thibert's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually, or together as a bundle. Art Thibert's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. Back it now, on Indiegogo.
Good morning, come on in. Coffee's good, fresh and hot. There's a waffle in the baker on the grill. We're making bacon. You're always welcome back.
Charge! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the late night Waffle Lodge Oddcast. My name is Shanthan Jetty, and as I'm sure many of you are aware, I am having one hell of an evening, courtesy of and with much gratitude to Ethan Van Sciver for hosting the launch of Nosfero the Crypt Walker and helping it to fund in a couple of hours. And thank you to all of you in Comicsgate for being here and helping it to fund. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and I am looking forward to taking this campaign as far as it can go. We've got some great stuff there in the campaign, including some first editions of the book, which you see right here. And, of course, the art-only edition, which is just going to show the artwork without any words. These are beautiful, heavy stock books with beautiful damsels, all of that wonderful stuff. And I am, for those of you who are concerned, I'm going to crack this door here. I am still waiting for the sandwiches, so I'm sure they're going to be here. But I got to keep my ear out for them. So let me know if you hear it in the background. Let's see what we've got here in the chat. I think we got some channel members in here. We have got Jeremy Burtz, my man, channel member extraordinaire. It is great to see you, my friend. Oh, whoa, hold on a second. We've got Dan, the Flawless Lawless here. Dan, it is great to see you, brother. Thank you for being on stream and all of your support, buddy. I'll send you a link if you want it. Mark's Music Obsession, it's great to see you, man. You back in the big tier on Nosfero the Crypt Walker, and I am so excited to get you that book, man. I could not be happier. I don't know. I'm not going to call anybody a gentleman if they don't get in here, so I got to send you a link, man. I think you know the link, but I'm going to send it to you anyway. Let's see who else we've got. If anybody, any of you crazy cats who are in the Waffle Lodge green room want to come in here, you are more than welcome to. Stephen Rockwood Drawing, the first channel member, is here. Let's see who else I've got. Let me see how many channel members I have in here. Timmy Mello, it is great to see you. Thank you for your congratulations, my friend. I absolutely appreciate it. You guys are fantastic. We've got Gary G. Cranberry Langers, of course, OG channel member. It is so great to see all of you guys here. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you have subscribed and ring the bell for notifications, because that, my friends, is all they care about. It is great to see you, Slacker23. Horny Hand Grenades is here. Yo, what is up, my friend? We've got Skeleton Core Comics. It is great to see you, and thank you so much, man. I am overwhelmed. My cup runneth over. I appreciate, of course, we have the legendary Mortal V here. It is great to see you. John is in the house. John, it is fantastic to see you. And now let me get this link sent out to some fine folks here and see if they can come on in for some waffles, guys. Like, you know how it goes here. We've got some wonderful waitresses here. I'll tell you if I can come in later. If you're still here, I have to work? What is that about? You're supporting a family? What's going on here? Eric Huffles, it is so great to see your channel member and Rockstar, and of course Michael Bancroft, channel member and OG channel member. Let me go ahead and send these things out. Hang on a second. I gotta send Dan the link here. Where is it? Put it in the Waffle Lodge green room. There we go. Sorry, guys. I move at the speed of stop sometimes. It's just the way it goes, guys. I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon and excited. I mean, I've been excited this entire week about Comicsgate, man. And I had a crazy weekend. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about that. Of course, it was H.P. Lovecraft's birthday yesterday, who's a huge influence on Nosfero the Crypt Walker. But it's just, I mean, I can't overstate it, man. I've been feeling very positive about Comicsgate, very excited about all of the crazy big launches that we've had, but also just there seems to be a new energy. I think there's, dare I say, an optimism going on because people are just now starting to look at their Comicsgate libraries, which I know I've been doing a lot of that myself, and just getting excited about what we're doing here. So the new Waffle Lodge green room has now got the link in it. So Dan, you are free to come on in. I'll see if I can figure out how to do it on Ecamm because it's always a little bit crazy. But for those of you guys who have not seen yet, have not seen what we have been up to, it has been. Let me see if I can get this to show up on screen. No, not me. I don't want to see another me on screen. That's terrifying. Let me see here. Current application. Is that what I do? Let's see if that works here. Hang on. Did that show up? No, it did not. Okay, so none of this is working. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. And if Dan pops in here, I will try another. I'll try to get it to work. But let me see here and hit that like if you haven't yet. Make sure you are subscribed. Let's do. Do I do entire screen? Because that seems like that's confusing. Let's go to Google Chrome and go here. That would be much better. And see, is this on its own layer? Oh, I just figured it out. Hang on a second, guys. Holy mackerel, I'm moving at the speed of stop here. One sec. Let's see here. Where are we? Overlays. There we go. Overlays. So let's try this. Let's get rid of this for a second, and let's get rid of this for a second. There we go. There it is right there, folks. Nosfero the Crypt Walker, guys. And it is at $5,462, 67 backers. I could not be more excited about how things are going. Lloyd Burton, it is great to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Shanth might need to take one of the internet tutorials that elderly do. You're not even kidding, man. Oh, man, it's been brutal. It's definitely been brutal today, man. I was just like, I was just excited, and I forgot how everything worked in one exciting moment. So, yeah, could not be happier with how things have been going. And I appreciate all of you guys being here. I appreciate Comicsgate. We are going to just keep funding this book and kicking some ass and seeing where this goes. So, yeah, it's been pretty amazing. And I think that, for me, it's really about getting this as far as we possibly can get this book funded. I want to be able to do more of what I'm doing here, more comic book work, and that's what it's all about. Great start, Sean the Jet. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate Michael. I appreciate all of your support, man. Yeah, you guys, you and Eric are always so great, man. And Lloyd Burton in the house, channel member. It's great to. Oh, fix my mic. Is my mic bad? Hold on a second. Let me see. Is the mic even the correct mic yet? Hold on a second. What is going on? Is it too loud? Tell me what's going on with it. Let me see. Hey, thank you, Camel. I appreciate that. That's right, man. It was pretty wild. Boomerific. Indeed, indeed. Yeah, let me know if the mic is terrible here or not. Let me see here. Evening, everyone. It is great to see you. Let me see what I've got here. Let's see here. Oh, we're straining to hear. Gotcha. Hang on. Let me go to sound and see what we've got here. System settings. Got to move this closer, maybe. Sound. Oh, no, the input's way down. This is going to get loud. How's this? Is this any better? I'm like an old timer here. Mic volume is low. Is that any better? Testing, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2, 1. So hopefully I won't deafen anybody who's raised their volume high on my account. Let me know if that's working. Is that any better? All right, cool. There we go. More gain. I've been listening to metal. I can't hear you. That's right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that rock concerts. Okay, good. We're getting there. It's better. All right, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. Hopefully we're in good shape. Yeah, we hear Grandpappy. That's right. What? This is Cranberry Langers. All good. Excellent, guys. So yeah, so unbelievably excited. It was cool because the missus was here for the launch, and you get so nervous about these things, and you have no idea how they're gonna go. And there's a long road to go in terms of getting this campaign to where I want to go, want it to go to. But it's all about just getting out there and promoting it. And I certainly cannot say that I haven't received some really fantastic support from everybody. I want to thank everybody who came onto the stream. I want to thank Paul Ravoche. I want to thank John Malin. I want to thank Shane Davis. I want to thank Cecil, or as my kids used to think when they were younger and they would see me watching Comicsgate streams, because believe it or not, I've been watching these streams since my kids, who are now off at college, were like, in their early teens. And my daughter always thought that the Raised by the Wolves guy, John Malin, was her favorite character, but they also both loved Cecil for his hello, and they used to do that. So having those guys come out and getting to know those guys has been great. So thank you so much. Hey, what's going on, Dean? It's great to see you, my friend. And Alex, how are you doing? Great to see you. Yeah, it's craziness, man. I mean, it was great. Let's see who else was in there, because Dan, of course, was in there. Let's see. I know I'm forgetting some. Oh, Eric Weathers, of course. Eric, who helped me get everything ready for the campaign. Thank you, Eric, so much, and happy birthday to you, my friend. I hope it has been an amazing one. So, let's see what else is going on. Gosh, let me see who else was in there. I'm trying to Oh, Art T-Bear, the man, Art T-Bear. Thank you so much, Art T-Bear, for coming out. He's always super supportive, and guys, check out his Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. All that stuff, great. And let me see what else we've got. Yeah, T-Bear and Baron. Yes, Mike Baron. Thank you, Mike Baron, for coming out. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things that's so fun about Nosfero is being able to get this stuff out there, and being able to share this sort of stuff. I want to talk to you guys about some of the cool things going on and all of that, So let me see here. Man, people are fast. I jumped on the perk I wanted the second it went live and immediately checked out and was backer number 9. Kind of cool, because I loved that episode of Schoolhouse Rock as a kid. That's right, number 9. You know it. Yeah, so yeah, I want to talk to you guys about the book and about the things that I'm working on. Yes, I am. I'm streaming too. Yeah, that's right, Emo Trash. Is Rock streaming right now? Who's streaming now? Who else that I should be seeing streaming? I can't believe it. But yeah, let's see if I can get this to work here. Let's see here. Where did it go? File. Oh my god, I have so many windows open. I don't even know what's happening right now. But yeah, man, it's been crazy, man. Oh, just got through to DNC. God bless you. Oh, Rocky. Yeah, where is Rocky? Is he streaming right now? He better not be. He's gonna be in trouble. No, if he is, that's awesome. He should be in here, man. He should be in here for sure. Let me see here. So yeah, so here's what I've been up to. Hang on a second. I think I see somebody in the house, but let me see if I can make this work. Before I bring him in, I got to make sure. Oh, gosh, I hope I can find it. Old Man River here is going to try to find it. Let's see if we've got it here. Where is it? I think it might be here. Let me just see.
Charge!
Let's go back. There we go. I've always got to do a little intro for my man Dan Lawless when he's in here. So, that's how it goes. So let's bring Dan in here. Dan, what's up, my friend? How are you doing? Thanks for coming
Good.
out
How
for
are
the
you, man?
stream. Oh,
Huh?
dude, it's craziness.
Yeah. Good start. Good start for that second chance, huh?
Thank you, man. Yeah, it is. It's a great start, and it's funny when I did the first Nosfero campaign, and I was painting on that thing. That thing was running forever, and but I think it was the Monday afterwards on Pete Sameti's channel. So I launched it, I think, on a Friday on Mike Bancroft's channel, who's in the chat. Thank you, Mike. I was thinking about you all day today in terms of that. And it took us, the weekend, and I think it was on Monday, Monday open mic on Pete Sameti's channel that we got it to 5,000. And so to see that happen in a couple hours shows the power of Comicsgate, man.
Yeah. Well, it
It's
shows the power of
amazing.
Ethan.
Yes, it does. It certainly does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
remember
that was
remember like
go ahead.
Shots. Remember a couple years ago, I was talking to you and I said, because you were doing these intro videos and all this kind of cool videos for Ethan, and I said,
Mhm.
why don't you sort of cash in on that? Why don't you take advantage of that? And you just said no. You just said, I'm just gonna let it happen naturally. I'm just gonna,
Yep.
and you weren't gonna push it or anything like that. And I think that's the way to approach the Comicsgate thing, is to not look for something to get from you didn't ask for anything. You just were there to serve the cause, which is the crowdfunding,
100%.
independent market, the creator owned market. And it worked out. And it's like, that's the way to be, is to just think, what do I have to offer,
Well,
So
I will tell you this. I did, and I don't think he'd mind me saying this. I was down in Florida, dropping my son off at college to study aeronautical engineering. And my daughter has also gone off to college because they're twins. So we were empty nesters in one weekend this past weekend, and
wow.
then we celebrated our 24th wedding anniversary by me being on the airplane flying back from dropping off my son while my wife was somewhere else getting my daughter moved in. And so all this craziness happened. And while I was there and I was getting ready for the launch of the book, I said, I just thought to myself, Sean, like, I should really reach out to Ethan, because he's always like, hey, why don't people, reach out to me about launches or things if they need it? And, he's always said that in the past. And I was really kind of, I wasn't sure,
Yeah, because it's a lot to ask. It's a lot to
it
ask. And
felt
there's so many.
presumptuous.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people asking, and it's just like, and the reality is, it's his show. No one
Mm-hmm.
has any. You're not entitled to anything. And so many people think they're
Yeah.
entitled, and it's like, no, make your own show. We all have the same tools. You got a YouTube channel
Yeah.
and your skills to make a comic book, and
Yeah.
so
And let me say this too, guys. I don't know if anybody knows this. But and just to underscore that point, I don't know how much Ethan made in super chats launching Nosfero tonight, but I'm willing to bet he would have made a lot more launching or doing a trash
yep,
cast and
yep,
being, doing one of his shows. So we're really talking about some next level generosity that he has. And I was,
sure, yeah,
a teacher for 18 years. I painted classrooms, bought supplies for students. I would do all that stuff. That's always been, and making these videos is,
yeah,
obviously an extension of that. But I just can never, I don't think I can really express to people how rare it is to see. And Dan, you've talked about this a lot,
yeah.
creators with that level of generosity, because they don't have to do it and they could be
They
making
don't.
more money doing
I've never
something
seen it
else.
before. I've never seen it
Never
before.
seen
I've
it
never
before.
seen
Never.
anybody make a success in their own comic book and then turn
Yep.
around and but at least must be 10 guys he's gotten into the six-figure club that I can think of off the hand. I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like that before.
No, we haven't.
And so it's pretty amazing. And so I really appreciate it, because I had, I mean, to me, I would say the biggest gift that guy has ever given me, Ethan's ever given me, is to show me it can be done. That's it. That's all I needed to know. It can be done.
Thank you, my friend.
And now I
You
know,
hit the hammer.
now that I know that, it's like, it's just a matter of getting down to work and just doing
Yep.
it. And And just having fun too. I really, that's why I kind of approach it. Is I think too many people are, not having fun with it. It's like I have fun with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, there's a lot of love in the chat as always. Felix House has been a rare appearance.
Yeah, there's a lot of haters,
Prodigy,
Ethan. I'm still not figuring that one out. I just don't get it. But
I think a
'cause
lot. It's oftentimes said with love, and yes, be safe out there, Cranberry Langers. Yeah, it can be done, and the other aspect of it is that I've got, when it comes to Nosfero, and folks like Timmy Mello know, they've been around, and you and I have talked about this. Is, some of the stuff we were talking about just offhanded and kind of joking about are really important to me. I was watching the trailer for Snow White, the new Disney Snow White, and all the
sure.
leaked footage. And the thing that really bothered me about it is there's this disdain for femininity. There's this disdain for gracefulness. I know I'm waiting on those sandwiches. I've got one of my
I
headphones
know.
out so I can
I
hear
was
when
getting
they
so
show
freaking
up.
hungry with that
Oh
lady's
my
making
God,
those
I'm so
sandwiches.
hungry.
Oh my
Yep.
God. I'm like, it's like, it's so funny how everyone got quiet. Like, oh,
Yep.
it's like church, you're just like
It was.
reverence.
It was all about those sandwiches, man. It was all about those
Oh my
sandwiches.
God.
And
I didn't care what the girl, like the
I know, it's
sandwiches.
like, you're sweet, but could you move over? You're blocking the
You're
sandwiches.
blocking the sandwich. Shit.
Oh, it's so good. But it's I really was kind of focused on trying to create that sort of beautiful, femininity that I see in the original Snow White, and I see in all of this kind of stuff. And so what I'm always kind of hoping for when I'm creating my work is to do the kind of stuff and lift up the kind of stuff that I think is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Speaking of wild and crazy rock stars, Stephen Rockwood dropping a super chat of $5 Canadian. I love Nosfero. You deserve. Oh, geez, thank you so much, Stephen Rockwood. This is an intervention. I love Nosfero. You deserve all the success you get, Sean. Dan, when will you be doing a book? Agreed. Yes,
I'm
indeed.
working
Yeah,
on it. I'm working on it.
yeah. Let's get him some
It's
cheerleaders.
like,
Dan.
Shanta,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
wrote a story a long time ago. I
Mm-hmm.
started working on it. I've done the first 4 pages 4 times. I
Dude,
scrapped them. I
well, you gotta
scrapped
shoot the
them.
bull with me about this, man, because I'm excited
I
about it.
drew them. I painted them. Everything. I just I colored them. Like not good enough. Bam. I mean, that's what
Yep.
that's to me. It's like I'm just not gonna do. I got to do something that I think is really. I love it. I have to look at it and go. I
Yeah.
love it. And I finally got
Yes.
a page that I love. It's like the first page is like it was like yes, that's it, got it. And I'm gonna keep going now. But it's like because I was actually the interesting thing is I had done different approaches. I did a linear kind of drawing, and typical comic book stuff, scanned it in, colored it. I said I'm just not something's not right. And then I was lately I've been kind of doing more like just painting, scanning the drawing in, painting over the drawing. And so I'm painting this is what it comes down to.
Yep.
It's not going to be a comic book look drawing. It's going to be a fully painterly look. Just like I did with Star-Lord, all those years ago with those,
Yep.
I did that 3-issue, series with Timothy Zahn, and I love doing it. And it's like, that's what I got to do. I got to do, you got to do what you love. And if people buy it, they buy it. If they don't buy it, they don't buy it. But the neat thing is this with the independent stuff is I own it, and I can sell the book for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you can, man. And
That's incredible.
I feel like I'll be right back, Dan. I'm gonna check and see if there's anything at the door. I don't know if there is yet.
Yeah, there has to be. All right, guys, who's in the chat here? Admiral Whack Ass. Two-Fisted Manly Tales. Oh, thank you, Goody Two Shoes. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was actually, as much as I liked doing that, I love. First off, that was a bucket list thing because I always wanted to draw a Mike Barron story. I love Mike Barron stuff. People always talk about Nexus, but I don't know how many people remember Badger. I loved Badger. It was this really crazy story. The guy kind of would go nuts every once in a while, especially if animals were harmed. He would really lose it. Anyways, it was a really cool story, and I love Mike Barron stuff. So,
whoa,
yeah, that
we're
was
in a tough
blast
situation here
to draw that.
So, folks,
I was just talking about Two-Fisted Manly Tales. That my
Ethan is a man of his word, people. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This is This is some serious,
It looks like
serious stuff here.
you could do some muscle weight workout with that.
You guys don't even know. Share
You could do some
this
bicep
out,
curls.
guys. Share this out. The Ethan sandwiches have arrived, Comicsgate. I feel like we should have some stretch goals for the sandwiches. You know, like how many sandwiches get revealed for Nosfero.
Well, what was that when we did that live stream initially? That 5-hour live stream. Did you eat that? What'd you eat? You ate something.
With what?
With the two-fisted manly tail, or not?
Oh yeah, that was right. With Truth Justice, I ate the pound cake.
The pound cake, yeah.
That was like when we did that. So guys, who here is interested? And let me say this about.
That's a big sandwich.
This was not something that Ethan wanted to do. Okay, I forced it. I mean, he wanted to do it. He's willing to do it. He's a generous man. But I kind of just was like, well, you know, what's it take to get a sandwich sent to you around here? Do you know what I mean?
I know.
And I pushed it, and I would have settled for McDonald's because I'm trashy like that, you know? By the way, Eric Huffles, I agree 100%. Oh my God, there's a Timothy Zahn, Dan Lawless, Star-Lord book. Yes, there is.
Fully painted.
So
I did. Well, actually,
right,
I would say pencil paint. Like I would use my old color pencil technique. All the stuff I did, it looks like painting. You know, and I call it pencil painting, but you know, it's full color.
Oh
that looks
my
good.
God, this is the dessert sandwich.
Oh, is this a cheesecake
strawberries cheesecake. Oh my God, this one I've got to save.
I know that one looks really good.
This
hey, you got a measuring stick out there. You can measure how big your sandwiches are with your
I can measure how big. I can measure how big my belly is after all this. I keep looking. I want to look for God Almighty, Ethan. You sure know how to spoil a comic skater, man. I feel like a king tonight. Let me just tell you that. Mein God. All right, let's see what we got here. You guys ready? I've got fries here. I want to find the next. Holy cow, people. Oh, God, Ethan, God bless you. I don't... listen, so for just... Oh. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready for the glory? This right here, my friends. I feel like I've got to... Hold on a sec. Adjust my camera for this. It's glorious.
Mm-hmm. What is it? What's on it?
Heaven. It looks like it's heaven on a sandwich.
I know.
Oh my God. Did they even write what it is on the outside? I don't know, but let's eat it. Oh my God. This looks good. All right, folks. Here we go. Oh, I feel like I need a...
Bacon?
It's got everything on it. This is glorious, guys.
Yeah, chicken... breaded chicken.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab these fries so I don't get this. Tell me this doesn't look good. God, Ethan treats you right. Ethan treats you right, man.
I'm so hungry. I'm trying to lose weight.
No, don't try to lose weight, okay? Seriously. It's like what I always say about smoking. Quitters never win. You know what I'm saying? Think about it.
Well, there's the balance.
Oh my God. This is so good. The bread is buttered. This is the greatest thing.
Yeah, well, toasted bread on a sandwich is
This is really good, guys. Holy cow.
Yeah, Alex says everyone's going to go get a sandwich now. They're all
guys. Listen. Yeah, you know what, Michael? I gotta tell you, buddy. I don't care about anybody's diet tonight. Let's forget this. You know, they don't play like diet tonight. They play like fire tonight. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they instead of them playing the like fire song, they could just play that video of that girl making sandwiches. That would be the best.
Ethan, I love you. Okay, I need you to
know.
Hey,
what was the name of that girl, that station of that girl that made the sandwiches?
I don't know because I'm in this sandwich.
Because people in the chat may not know what we're talking about, and
yeah, tell them because I'm eating like crazy now.
Maybe I can look it up here. Or if
So-
anybody in chat knows it, please put it in there. That'd be great.
Okay. This sandwich is a 10 out of 10. I hate to start out with my first ranking being a 10 out of 10. This is a 10 out of 10. My God, is this good. Oh, Ethan, you've outdone yourself. This is fantastic. Yeah, that's good stuff. Sandwich Girl is Bay. Is that... I'm Jordan's pointing up. Jordan, thank you for being a channel member, by the way. It is great to see you. Yeah, I love calling it a station. Amen. Oh, so good.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
It just says, "Can I make you a sandwich, girl?" It's on TikTok.
There it is. Oh, man, this is so great. Yeah. I will absolutely do a day stream, Mark. You go get some rest, buddy, but oh, this is so good.
Okay, let's see.
Guys,
How can I share this?
For just $25 a book, you can help feed this starving Rhode Island boy.
Feed me. Feed me, Seymour.
Slacker23, my review is this is a 10 out of 10. This is fantastic, this sandwich. It's chicken, bacon, cheese. Oh my God, it's fantastic. Holy cow. Guys, keep backing Nosfero and we can get more sandwiches. So good. Guys, come on now. Listen.
I'm trying to see how I can share something without making my hang on a second. I think I'll try a different thing here.
Yeah, chicken bacon is a absolutely... I'm trying to enjoy my rice crackers and walnuts. Seriously, Michael, stop. Yep. Ethan has donated over 1,125 calories to my campaign. And I want to thank him for that.
In your waistline.
You're 100% right. Yeah, that's right. 2 more backers until 69, says Stephen Rocco. Do we have any heroes in that chat? What's up, NTM Comics? How are you doing, my friend? Oh my God, this is good. This is some good stuff.
Okay, I think I got it. So I'm not showing any, my personal stuff.
Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can do that. How do I do this?
How do I show sound though?
I don't know. I don't know if we even need sound.
Yeah, do we really need
But
sound?
how do I add this? This is quite complicated here. Hang on, let me see. Source.
Yeah, so you like this Ecamm format here?
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. It takes a little bit of getting used to. There we go. It takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of oh, is it locked? I didn't think I locked that, did I? Oh yeah, I guess it is locked. Hang on a second.
So what is on the sandwich that you're eating right now? What's the
It's chicken, bacon, and heaven. That's what it says.
Okay, chicken bacon. Yeah.
Delicious.
Wait a minute, what's here?
Okay, yeah. So, campaign question. There we go. Thank you, Michael. Is the new book the same just without lettering? No. It is all the artwork without lettering, but it's going to have different bonus materials in the back, and it's going to have just a different look in the front. And even the second edition of the book is going to have a different front page and different bonus features in the back of the book. So these are legitimately 2 new editions. It's not just I'm ripping the words off. So they're going to have different covers with a different colored type, but then also there's going to be some changes on the interior. Very good question, Mike. So yeah, if you're a completist, there's going to be artwork in the second edition of Nosfero that you have not seen before. And one of them is where's her sandwich? Thank you. Get back to your sandwiches, lady. You know,
Is she? Can you hear the
chop
sound
chop.
now?
No, but I don't know how exactly to do that. To be honest with you, I feel like there should be a way, but I don't know. Maybe you have to share sound. I'm not exactly sure. Mm.
All right, I'm gonna turn
Mm
off the
mm
sound
mm.
so it doesn't distract me. But
Yeah, exactly. Mm. But
okay, so this is her channel. And she look at that
mm-hmm,
sandwich she's making. Oh my gosh,
mm-hmm,
everybody's gonna get so hungry.
yeah.
What is it about sandwiches, anyways? Why are they so? Is it just that they're fulfilling? They're filling. Is that what it is? It's probably just filling, right? I mean, they
Yeah, I
taste
don't know.
good. Salted
It's all
meats.
glorious. I love, by the way, that there's an actual sandwich in the background behind her making the sandwich. Can we just point that out for a second? How beautiful is that? Mm-mm-mm.
And she just brings it
Glorious.
out to you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay, that's the next one. Oh
it's the
boy. Uh-oh.
carbs.
Kind of see a
It's
little
the
bit
carbs.
of
Yeah,
that shirt's a little revealing.
it's a bit of cold. It must be cold out.
Yeah.
So yeah. So. Oh my lord. All right, she's gotta go. So for those of you guys who are wondering, and I don't
Oh,
mind her. She
pineapple.
seems
That's
like a
interesting.
decent gal. For those of you guys who are wondering what we were watching on the other channel in terms of food,
Yeah.
we saw some of the finest sandwiches ever made on that show. And by the way, so this for me right now is a 10 out of 10. Okay?
Wait, the girl or
That's a straight 10 out of 10. There's no
wait,
getting
the
around
girl
it.
or the sandwich?
Well, I mean, the truth is somewhere in between, Dan.
Okay, I
The
get it. Yeah.
truth is somewhere in between. So here's a question I have for you, Dan. For the book you're working on, if I may,
Mhm.
I'm just curious. This is a question. You don't have to answer it.
Okay.
But um do you have a babe character in this story? A prominent, sexy
You
babe?
know what? I'm gonna have to. This is the funniest damn thing. I'm gonna have to squeeze some in because the truth of the
Uh-huh.
matter is there aren't any.
What
It's
the hell
all
are you
war.
doing?
It's war from the start to the finish. It's just like drama, war, and it's intense. So
But
kind of
see, here's the
crazy.
thing. It's when it says rock and roll star on the tin, you want rock and roll star. And when it says babe artist on the tin, you got to
Yeah,
have
I
some
know.
ladies in there.
I know. So I'm gonna have to stick them in somewhere. The background and stuff. I'll just have to fit them in. But because I know I thought I didn't think about it at first because I'm just writing something from the heart. I wanted to do a story and
Take care, Lloyd.
it went to I like Conan and all that stuff and so I want to do something with battle. I mean, I always loved Conan as King Conan or a
Mm-hmm.
general when he was a general. Not had these
Yeah,
massive like Hour of the Dragon, the Scarlet Citadel. These ones where he
yeah,
was a general or a king and a great he had massive battles and armies and stuff like
yeah.
that. And so that's what I'm interested in. So that's a lot of what the story is about. And so there's I mean there's intrigue and drama involved it, but it's intense. I mean, there's monsters and creatures and all
Yeah.
kinds of fun stuff too. Really, that's another thing too. Is that when I sit down to write something, I'm like, I want to draw fun stuff. How do I make it into a story?
Dude, can I tell you something? That is probably one of the best ways to one, not get sick of what you're working on and push yourself creatively, because the things I came up with for Nosfero really came out of the fact where um like you were trying to sell the book like they were doing, with movies. Like, how am I going to bring people into this book? I got to impress them here. I got to impress them here, and I got to make sure that there's something exciting happening on every page. And the thing about it is that that's also why I wanted the new editions of Nosfero to be, both of them are different than the first edition. They have the story, they do have the pages, right? There's going to be a few edits on the text that we caught after the fact, but I mean, other than that, the bonus pages are different, the cover pages are different, the end pages are different, because I like to give somebody something new every issue. So if you have the first edition of this book, you got it for the cheapest you could get that first edition for, um and then you get to have the excitement of getting something new if you back the others. And so, with that in mind, speaking of excitement, we've got another sandwich here to undress. I mean, to reveal. And so let us
Let us pray.
oh, oh my. and again, guys, I can't overstate this because I really am hungry. I've been so stressed with this launch today. So, but this is the thing I got to make sure that I say one more time, just so everybody can hear it, man. So everybody can hear it. Ethan, and I've been watching him do this since 2018. Dan, I think because you were in the original Facebook room with all this stuff. We've watched this stuff
Were
happen.
you?
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't because I
Okay.
wasn't. I was teaching college. I was in a
Okay.
completely different sphere when I.
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
completely this was no pun intended because
Yeah.
my kids were born there. This was
Well,
Providence.
I can
This
tell you
was
who was in there, but the people that had
ugh.
admitted being in there, who are openly conservative. But it was me and
This.
Mike Barron and Chuck Dixon and Billy Tucci and uh, I don't know if Art Taber was in it, but
I think he
it
might have
was
been.
Graham. I think Graham Nolan was there, and I'm trying to think. I'm trying to. I'm checking my first if I can reveal the
Mm,
names they're in there. Um, Andy Smith,
mm,
and I mean, I think that's the ones that everyone knows about. That that they were in this group, and actually it was a large number of people. And what
mm-hmm.
happened is the thing got infiltrated, and people were taking screen grabs from it. So
Oh,
we had
lovely.
a mole in it, and they shut it down. But
Wow.
we were pretty pissed about that. But
Okay.
the interesting thing is Ethan came into it, and this was a time. This is because I know. Oh, Mike S. Miller. I forgot about Mike S. Miller was in there,
Mm-hmm.
and Ethan came into it, and I don't know if John Malin was in it or not. Probably I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mm,
And this is when he was really worried about the whole thing. He was really scared. He's like, guys, what am I gonna do? He's freaking
yeah.
out. Because they call him a Nazi, and they're gonna
That
and
is
they
so
weren't gonna
twisted.
they I know they're gonna renew his contract. They want to renew his contract. And it's funny, Sean, because I don't know if I ever said it to you, but I only said one thing to him. Then I said, keep your head down. Protect
Yeah.
yourself. Don't you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself and your family. You don't make any waves and that sort of thing. Because that's my experience being an
Yeah.
illustrator throughout 37 years now. Back then, I mean, it was like 35 years and or whatever, 30 some years. And I was
Mm,
when you get in a group, but most people in the advertising field are liberals. Most people in the arts are liberals. So you learn to shut up. And you learn
mm,
to just not make any waves and just because let it get out just a little bit. I was conservative and it caused me damage, a lot of money. So
yeah.
it's like I learned to keep my mouth shut, and because all they have to do is not hire you. That's the thing is they
Mm-hmm.
don't have to they don't you can't even like sue them for wrongful for discrimination
Yeah.
or anything like that,
Who are you going to
because
complain
all they
to?
have to do is just, oh, we didn't call you. Oh, sorry, we cut this hire this other guy instead.
Yeah.
So there's no way even to check that. And so you just have to learn to just shut up. And that's when I saw Ethan. I was like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, you are so loud. You're going to get in so much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, but thankfully he didn't listen to my advice. But here's the thing: is if I had knew crowdfunding was an option, I didn't know. He didn't know. Nobody knew that crowdfunding
Mm-hmm.
could be an avenue that you could really do
Yeah.
well with. So when that Zach did his thing and had his first success, and Ethan followed suit, it was like all of a sudden people were like, "Holy smokes!" And then people started coming in,
Yeah.
and it was of course the rest is history. It's the way it's been for these last few years.
Yeah.
But
I
it was
mean,
really an
for
amazing
me,
experience to watch it from the inside and to see the panic and
yeah.
to see
God
they
almighty.
almost destroyed his career, almost did it. They
Yeah, I'm just
and that wasn't the
it's
first
insane.
time it happened. The first time it happened, I was I don't know if it was in that group or not, but um, do you remember? He wouldn't know this artist named Francesco, but I was in his group, whatever, and
Yeah.
uh, there was the writer Orson Scott Card. He's a very
Oh, I
famous
know
science
Orson
fiction
Scott Card.
writer.
Yeah.
Well, he was going to write a Superman issue. This is many years before any of this stuff happened, or a
Yeah.
number of
Doug
years.
Chang was doing a book with Orson Scott Card. That's how I know him. Doug was
Yeah.
kind enough to take us out to his studio when he was doing Ice
Okay.
Blink. He's a concept artist who worked on Star Wars Episode 1, 2, 3, and all this ILM
Wow.
stuff. So he was doing a book called Robota, and I had I'd been messaging him back and forth. And it's just incredible. It's just, I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Hey, Ethan, that's right. How are you doing, man?
Oh,
Ethan, I'm a
there's
man
Ethan.
of my word. I'm eating on stream, baby. And so, Ethan, while I've got you here, I just said this before. I don't know if you heard this, but it bears repeating. Thank you so much for your support and your help tonight, man. You could have been doing a trash cast. You could have been making super chats hand over fist. My family and I appreciate all of the things you've done for us. You didn't have to do it. And so you guys know, I did reach out to Ethan. I did ask him and he graciously agreed to take time out of his ridiculously busy schedule to
Yep.
try to help somebody else, lift somebody else up when he could have been doing so much more and making so much more for himself had he not done that. And I appreciate you so much, man. And these sandwiches are fucking amazing. These are so good. Holy shit, these are good sandwiches, man. Oh my god. These made my night, dude. Like I'm so
I'm
glad about
getting
the
fatter
comic.
just looking at him.
Oh my god. They're so good. They're so good. It's painfully good. Oh my god. Yes, thank you, Ethan. God bless you. I gotta send a cheerleader your way, and I gotta send a cheerleader Stephen Rockwood's way. This right here is for Ethan. So here you go.
Charge!
That is for you, my friend. Let me see if I can get back to where Dan is. There we are. Dan's back. So thank you so much,
Okay.
Ethan, and thank you so much, Stephen Rockwood Drawing, for all of your support. It's Comicsgate. So my experience with this was with Comicsgate. Have I actually I should mod Ethan while he's here?
Hey,
Is he
can
modded?
let me just finish my thoughts. I was
Oh yeah,
on with the
please do,
Orson
please
Scott
do.
Card. But I was in this group. It was this artist named Francesco,
Yeah.
and that's the first time that I didn't know anything about. I think I'm thinking now it was Mags Visaggio that I argued with
Oh my god.
on this. I didn't know. And I'm like, I thought it was from the picture. I'm like, I think I'm arguing with a dude here. you, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I start to sort of figure it out, and but it was pretty funny but anyways, they were successful. That was the first successful cancelization. They mounted this campaign. DC folded under the pressure, and an Orson Scott Card was removed from writing Superman. And
Dude.
I was horrified. I remember
Yeah.
in this chat going, I can't believe what I'm hearing here. I just can't believe that we're talking about this. I mean, what are they going to say? You
Yeah.
need not apply if you're Catholic, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It was such
It's that kind of
discrimination. I'd
thing,
never
isn't it?
seen anything like that before. That was the first time
Yeah.
I was just shocked because I'd always grown up in the tradition of the liberals who've said, oh,
I
we don't,
disagree with
we
what you
don't,
say, but I'd die for your
yeah,
right
but
to
we'll
say it,
defend it
right?
with the right to the death, the right to say it. Well, that was not the case. And it's just
Well,
like,
that's
so
what
I
we
was like,
were. They were
so,
hypocrites, man. They were
oh,
hypocrites, man.
totally,
And so
totally
yeah,
hypocrites.
for me, this is the thing, man. Look at all the love in the chat here. This is the thing for me. So I'm teaching college, and I'm listening to a lot of Jordan Peterson because I'm experiencing what he's experiencing. I'm seeing this sudden switch from Je suis Charlie to microaggressions and je suis fragile. Like we're fragile. We can't fucking handle anything. And I having white students come to me and say that they're being told that when they open their mouth in a classroom, they're silencing people of color. So they're like them speaking is an
Oh my
act of
God.
violence. And then I got accused because I made equivalency between woke people and racists. I got called at home by my department chair, and she said I was being accused by students of having white nationalist sympathies. I'm not kidding. And I'm
Shit.
sitting here going, "Are you kidding me?" And I could see where my career was going. I was one of the most popular teachers, had actually the most. I had the highest wait list at RISD, which is like the Harvard of art schools. I've done concept art for DreamWorks. I've done all of these things. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
should make
right.
you be successful. But they thought, even though was very moderate, it's weird. I think, how do I put this? I would ask my students every semester what Article 1 of the Constitution of the United States was. just every time they talk politics, I go, tell me what Article 1 of the Constitution of the United States. And they go, freedom of speech? And I go, no, that's an amendment. Article 1, what is it? No, like nobody ever knew. And I said, establishes the legislative branch. Article 2 establishes the executive. Article 3 is a judiciary. And like I went down like the list of all of the different, articles of the Constitution because I love this country. And this stuff holds you back in your career. You get passed over for sabbaticals, for promotions, for everything. And when I the few things I had, or the things that have inspired me were entertainment, were pop culture, were things like Star Wars. See, I'm about the same age as Ethan. I'm right between John Malin and Ethan in terms of age. And so we're both kind of Return of the Jedi kids. Like we were younger. You know what I mean? So that movie was something we
Right.
liked, right? So my brother from another mother, Nick, he's
Yeah, I'm an
he's
original
60.
Star Wars kid.
Yeah, he's 63, so he's even more so. Like he's like
Yeah.
really,
Yeah, I was 12
into
when Star Wars came out. We went
yeah.
nuts. My whole
Yes.
family went bananas. We never seen anything like it. It was just it blew our minds. I think I was saw it like 5 times in the theater. I
Yeah.
never, and that was unusual too. Going back to the movie theater to see a movie again and again. We just couldn't get
Yep.
enough of it. We didn't have VHS or anything at that point.
Hail Daniel Craig. Yeah.
it
I mean,
was just, but it
this
was
is the
so
thing,
much
it
fun,
was
man.
on HBO, I think, when they had that weird like lights you go down the hallway kind of thing. Remember, I don't know if you remember that intro they had on HBO. And so we didn't have HBO, but our neighbors did. This was in Grosse Pointe Woods. And so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
would go and watch Star Wars, and they had specials on Star Wars about people who had watched it X amount of times. Like I've seen it 120 times, 130 times. And, for us, that was a big thing. Like that was really important. So for me, another friend of mine named Michael, who has a channel called The Choice Voice, he was like me. He didn't like the new Star Wars movies from the word go, starting with The Force Awakens. He goes, "You ruined Luke Skywalker." He ran off. He was all, so pissed, and I was too. And so we bonded over that. And so I kind of believe that for me, coming off of work, dealing with all this bullshit and seeing this stuff encroach everywhere, I said, I've got to watch. I was going home and watching Ethan. I was watching Jeff when they did the High Council, but I didn't know anything about Ethan's work as a comic book artist, which is almost hilarious to me because Ethan
Yeah,
was
I was out of the loop at that time.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he was everywhere. He had such a huge impact, but I wasn't reading DC Comics. So I'm like, wow, this guy is an amazing artist too, and he likes the same stuff. But more importantly, because we're in the same age demographic, when he was talking about the things he was dealing with a newborn, baby, and being a newlywed and
Oh
finally,
my God.
marrying the love of his life and all that
Yeah.
stuff, man, that stuff got me. And I was angry.
Yeah.
And I remember because he had inspired me with watching the Comicscape stuff. Him and John Malin inspired me because I did my 2 art books on Indiegogo. I wasn't even doing a comic book in Comicsgate. And I said, no, I'm not going to use Kickstarter. People are like, why? And I'm like, well, there's these guys I'm watching, and what they did is wrong, and I'm for free speech, and I believe in all this stuff. And so finally I wrote Ethan when I was doing my second art book, and because he had just had a really, I don't mean it was a bad stream, but it was a shit stream in terms of watching someone suffering. Like, and he goes, am I even, he's like, and I'm like, I love this dude. I watch this guy all the time. Like, this guy's the shit. Like, he's totally gets what I'm talking about. And what I'm seeing. And I wrote him this lengthy message because he goes, are there people who want to be fans of mine who aren't going to be fans of mine because all these people say I'm racist? Are they going to all think I'm racist? Are my kids, my daughter, going to grow up and all she's going to read is Ethan Van
Yeah.
Sciver is racist? Like, it was a really tough time. So I wrote him
Yeah.
this big,
Yeah. He
email.
had to get, he's gotten a tougher
Yeah.
skin now. Yeah. When you
Yeah, but
first
I
face
wrote
it,
this huge
it's
email
it's
to him
unnerving.
that was where I said, it was titled "You Are Not Racist," and this is bullshit. And I sent him a picture of my mixed family, like my wife and me and our kids that we've had. and I said, I was like, we know you're not racist. We're smart. Like, this is their bullshit they're telling you, that people, like, they think they can pull this off on us. Look at my family. We're diversity incarnate. And we know this
Yeah.
shit's racist. This DEI shit's racist. And he checked out my artwork, and he was very nice, and he even talked about it on stream, I think, the next day. But it was like, sometimes you're hanging on. I've been there, man. Um, Hanging on from the bottom rung. I sent Ethan a message not long ago because I was having a really tough time. And he reached out to me, and he just said the most thoughtful things. And it's an aspect that of Ethan that people don't see. He can't, he's very generous. He's like just too generous,
To
in
a
a lot of
fault. Yeah.
ways. Like, it's
To a fault.
crazy how generous he is. But he just wants to he wants to help people, and it's like, maybe it's just being the big brother in a massive family. He can handle the chaos, and try
Right.
to
Right.
be the big brother, but it's just something that he clearly takes a lot of joy from. And I was the same way as a teacher. I was painting classrooms, buying art supplies, staying there too late, and they really, I thought I was going to retire as a college professor. They had to put me in a situation where I felt I had to participate in the harming of students' minds before,
Yes.
like, they killed that for me, man. It's
Yeah.
rough. It's
Yeah,
really rough.
that's no good.
This sandwich is not even on bread, guys. This is like
But the sandwich
butter.
ain't rough.
Oh my God, it's so good. God
Have a
bless you,
bite of
Ethan.
sandwich.
Thank you.
That'll make you feel better.
It's seriously. Well, listen, I'm already feeling great, man. This is the best day of my life. These
Yeah. Yeah.
sandwiches. What was it? Wasn't that
Sandwich
in
therapy.
yeah, in an episode of Friends where Ross goes, "This sandwich was the only thing I had in my life." It's pretty damn good, guys. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you've ever seen this before. This is an interesting thing.
Yep.
I took
Timmy
this
Mello
screen
knows.
grab.
Yep. Timmy's all about the positivity, man. Thank you, Timmy Mello. God bless you. Let me see if I can make this happen, because remember, I'm special, as they say. Um, let's see here. Here we go. Yeah, Timmy's. All of you guys, like all you channel members, man,
Is it
who support
I
this
gotta pull it
channel.
back a little bit here.
There you go.
Okay. Now this is from, and you look at this, April 28th, 2011, and it's by a Bleeding Cool article, 2011. So this is going to show you where I was at that time.
Yeah.
Comic creators react to the reaction to Action Comics 900. Now this is where
Wow.
Superman gave up his citizenship. And
Yep.
it says here, so Bleeding Cool has been talking a lot about this story today, in which Superman has revealed himself to be a treasonous, lily-livered popinjay who might as well be French. But what about the
Mm-hmm.
comic book creators? Does no one ever think about them? Of course, it's a smart ass, question. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Now, this is what's fascinating. I think is the first comment is my comment. And this is what I didn't put this out on Twitter or anything. This was from this Francesco's Facebook group, page or whatever his thread. I thought I was just talking, to a bunch of other comic guys. I didn't know they were going to pull it and print it. So they're all watching you and reporting on you and stuff. Anyways, this is what I said. Is there any
Yep.
doubt the comic book industry is dominated by godless, anti-American, left-wing extremists?
Yep.
No. And this is exactly why I don't miss working in the comic book field. It was, I mean, that's almost too intense for me now. And I almost feel like I've backed off on that. I was pretty,
Oh,
fundamentalist at this point. I think I've
okay.
running into other Christians that are fundamentalists kind of made me back off a little bit from that.
So
So I feel
this
more
right
mild.
here,
But
this right here
then,
is for
the
Comicsgate. I've never
yeah,
shared this before, but since you shared this shit, Dan, I gotta read this for you, okay? No one's ever heard this before, what I'm about to share. This is 2014. This is me working at the art school considered the Harvard of art schools of the United States of America. These are the kinds of things I did when nobody was looking. This was 10 years ago. You want to know what led to me being held back in my career? Here's the type of thing that happened. Good afternoon, Shanth. My name is Blank, and I work for HR here at Blank. We are quickly approaching our fourth iteration of Name of the College Diversity Program. And while discussing faculty members we would like to be involved in this year's project, your name was mentioned as being a fantastic candidate to participate in the program. We would love to have you join us in the project this year, if interested. I apologize for the somewhat impersonal nature of this email, you don't say, as I prefer to typically extend invitations via phone or in person. However, understanding that you are on campus part-time, that's right, without health insurance, but I guess you need my color, but not my fucking anything else. You don't need to give me health insurance and bullshit like that. I figured this may be the best way to reach out to you. For the program, participants will attend a 90-minute workshop on the evening of April 10th and will also register for a 30-minute photo shoot on either the 11th or 12th or on the 13th. The participants will come to an open session where they will embellish their portraits, large posters, with writings to tell their story. So you're going to be a fucking poster of your brown ass where you write about your diverse story. The people who do this are the people who they promote. You understand? Right?
Right.
Please let me
Right.
know if you have any questions and if you would be interested in participating. I am very much looking forward to hearing from you. Here's my response. Hi, blank. Thank you for considering me for this year's project. Unfortunately, I am not interested in participating. Warmest regards, Shanth. That's what I did when the doors were open in front of me, when nobody was fucking looking. That cost my wife and kids things, Dan.
Yes.
Security.
Oh, sure.
Things
I
like
know.
full-time jobs. Things like your college tuition is paid for. Guess what? One of my former students who was hired there for 2 years, he agreed to do the poster. And he was full-time in a couple of years. That's how that shit works.
Yep.
That's how they work. That's where I was in 2014. It's fucking garbage.
I
And I've
know.
never shared that shit, read that out to anybody, but it's looking at it just sickens me. That's 2014.
I know.
That's
And it
what I
hasn't
do,
changed.
Comicsgate.
It's awful.
Fucking
So,
awful.
all right. I read you my comment here, of
Yeah,
course.
please.
Now, the interesting thing is, and this is fascinating because it is
Right below.
2011,
Yeah, I
right
love it.
below it is Ethan's comment. And this is fascinating to me because at this point, he hasn't quite been, I'm 10 years ahead of him as far as exposure to these nut jobs, And so it hasn't quite hit him yet just how bad these folks are. So but you can see his conservative leanings. He's going, I just recommend a letter writing campaign now that DC Comics has a letters column again, demanding to see Superman carrying the American flag into space again. Let the editors
Yep.
know that it matters to you that Superman remains an American icon. They'll listen. Now those last two
Yep.
words is the ones where he hadn't hit him yet. They won't listen. They're done listening.
Yep.
It's over. But then look at the rest of these comments, just smart ass, snarky
Yep.
comments, Superman, American, something fake, angry, bored. This is, these Jewish Americans, these two Jewish guys made Superman as a love
Yep, they did.
letter to America because they were
Welcome,
oppressed
Skeleton
in Europe. They came to America. They had all this freedom. It was an incredible system, and they were able to thrive and live in it. And this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to tell a
Yeah.
story that really championed American values. And they did truth, justice, American way, all that kind of stuff. Now, here's another.
Hold on, I gotta share this one real quick because Skeleton
Okay.
Corps Comics just became a member. Thank you for becoming a member of this channel. Let me send you a cheerleader here, and God bless you.
Charge!
Here, Dan. I'm a few French fries short of a Happy Meal today, but but this is
Oh,
this is
let me just go through this real.
sandwich-wise.
Let me just
Please
blast through this,
continue. Sorry.
and I'll okay. What's it? Kurt Busiek. What's it? Oh wait, Ed Brucker says. To be fair, Superman never punched Hitler. And then Kurt Busiek says, I don't know what Kirk's politics are, but he shook him by the scruff of his neck though, and Mussolini. Another person's Fox generated Superman controversy is mostly so News Corp can take shots at Arch Warner, Time Warner, right? Here's another guy. Got some angry letters today from people at Marvel about what we did to Superman. Because again, it's all mocking what people are really. At least I was upset about.
Yeah.
Ron Mars. Now I know this guy's a lefty. He says Sarah Palin has
Yeah.
finally commented on the Superman citizenship controversy. She said she can see Krypton from her house. Mm.
Yeah.
Here's one from another guy. I don't mind Superman renouncing his citizenship, but that backup where Batman takes a dump on the Constitution was pushing it. All smart ass comments. Gail Simone. Not to be outdone, Marvel's doing a story where Iron Man eats the Constitution. Every single one of these, it just makes me sick. Chip Sadowski, sure he can renounce his citizenship, but only an American would call himself Superman and wear an outfit like that.
Yeah.
Then this last guy says, I joyfully wait the day that comic fans would prefer to talk about the story rather than the controversy. Well, it's controversial if Superman gives up his citizenship. It's an
a bit
outrage,
controversial,
in my
yeah.
opinion. For people who care about this shit, and I do, it's like
Yep, of course.
But again, this is 2011, so it's like this has been going on a long time, and Trump is, the people want to say it's Trump. No, this was before Trump. This was Clinton era and
Yes, it
stuff like
was.
that. So.
Yeah.
It's
It-
been here. It's social media that's magnified it and amplified it, and
Yep.
it just whatever. It sucks. Anyway, I just had to go through that because it's such
No,
an
I'm glad you
interesting.
did, man.
I'm glad I
Yeah.
saved this, because it's an interesting bit of history,
Yeah.
and
You gotta
it
almost do it for your sanity, right? Though, like we do it for our sanity. Like, did this really happened? Like, this is
sure.
like it's. I mean, man, this is the thing that this stuff always, this stuff always gets me and frustrates me. But it's I when I went to comic shops, when I was around people like this, and welcome. It is good to see you, my friend. We've got William Wellborn, channel member. It is great to see you, and I hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah, this is the stuff that gets me about it is that when we went into the comic shops, it didn't matter who you were, what background you had. They acted like that was the case, but that wasn't the case. And I have to tell you, man, there's something I've been really looking into lately or been fascinated in studying in is that, and welcome Katie, it's great to see you, is that we had during the time when Hollywood was supposedly controlled by a certain group of people, right? We had all of these powerful aspirational Christian movies coming out. You know, we had all of these incredible movies like Ben-Hur, A Story of Christ, which was originally greenlit by Irving Thalberg. We had the silent version of it. Like I'm going so way back before they remade it with Charlton Heston, which is a great movie. And at a certain point, it seems to me, um, that the communist Razor Fist does a great video on this, but the communists and secularists who kind of moved in to culture had a burning passion for eradicating that kind of thing from our culture. And the more I think about it, I really just am fascinated by this. I really think that their target um is uh is the king of that particular group of people. I think that that is their genuine target because they seem to hate this particular individual slash incarnate god more than anything in the world. And I keep looking at this and I keep looking at their just insidious hatred of Western culture. Like
Oh, no kidding.
they think they can cut the basically the goal is if we cut the Old Testament out from under, we then have weakened the entire structure. And these are the things that absolutely keep me up at night. Cause see, I grew up in the South, right? So I grew up in the land of the bumper stickers, my boss is a Jewish carpenter you know
Right.
like
Right.
that's where I grew up around because it was it was rural in Chattanooga. And so I've kind of been sitting around here thinking, when I saw all the colleges going nuts and doing things that they going back to Ethan that they would accuse Ethan of being about, I
Yes.
was like, interesting that you fuckers seem to project. Sorry for the language, guys, but both delicious sandwiches and these topics get me annoyed. Um, but it just seemed to me that they've been projecting all of this stuff onto the right for a reason.
Well,
But
hey,
there's just, it's
this
so
is what
nuts.
I would recommend anybody go look at
Yeah.
Ethan's Comic Pro Secrets videos. His
Yep.
YouTube channel. Go to the old shows. Go to the the oldest. Scroll down until you find the episode where he went to the pizza shop, and
Mm-hmm.
he that's a powerful video because they show him. He shows these threats that he got. Then
Yeah.
he shows some video of going there, and that Billy Tucci was there. Everything was fine. It all went out
Someone
just
smashed a window,
great.
right?
And then afterward, and this pizza shop was owned, by people who love comic books. They just loved,
Yeah.
they loved the heroism of
Gotham
comic books.
pizza.
They had a bunch of kids, a bunch of little kids that they were supporting in this comic shop.
Wimpy.
And then that evening, after these guys left without incident, someone in the evening throws a brick through the front window.
That's
Now,
right.
what does that
That's what
remind
they
you
hate.
of? It reminds
Yep.
me of the fascism. It reminds me of
Well, let's call it what it is. Let's stop using the acronym, right? Because I think, first of all, we know that there's nothing a good authoritarian socialist or Marxist likes than a good acronym. The problem with using their acronyms is it hides what the thing is actually about, right? So it was the National Socialist Party of Germany.
Yes.
That's what has to be said.
Oh,
So
yes.
I always say that what I like to look up is the USSR stands for the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics.
Yep.
So let's go to what the actual words mean. So yes, and what was the problem that
Yeah.
they were
Williams says it right.
accusing?
Crystal knock. That's what it reminds me of. Crystal
Yep,
knock.
that's right. And so what was the thing they were accusing a particular group of people of doing? Is they were saying their success is not earned, it's because it's a conspiracy to make them successful. And what are they saying about white people now? Let me guess. It's the same thing. And why do they go after white Christians? As I said, because they hate the king.
Well, the thing
Everything
is,
is just to get rid of it.
the communism is
Hail,
always
brother.
loyal to this. They're always loyal to the state. They don't want any
That's right.
competition. So if
Yep.
you're subjected to yourself, I mean, you're as a conservative, you're as a Christian, your authority comes from yourself. Your body's the temple of the Holy Spirit. You have
Yeah.
that authority within yourself. You don't need to be You don't need to be governed because you're self-governing. That's the
Yeah, of
idea.
course. Well, you're
And
that's what
but they want to remove that so that you have to be governed.
yeah, that is their whole purpose, their whole dream. Gosh, I'm like looking for it. I've got my Marcus Aurelius book here, but I don't have. I had it right here a few minutes ago, but see if I can find it. Hang on, this is gonna drive me crazy. I just had it right here. Ah, so annoying. I was almost positive. Oh, there it is. I usually have within arm's reach my pocket Declaration of Independence and Constitution of the United States. And for me, these are the documents, man. Like these are like the most important things you will ever read because not only are they most people know the romantic stuff, right? Um they know the stuff that is important that's there, but they actually outline so incredibly articulately what are their grievances and what a bad government does. And that's the thing that gets me about this is so I got one for both of my kids, for my wife, and we have these copies around because it's really important to understand what that document's about. But the thing that scares them is that it was anti-authoritarian, which they are. That's why they can't stand individual liberty, right? Is because it said basically you don't get your rights from the state. You get your rights from, something else. They're,
We're endowed by our
endowed
Creator
from your creator.
with
And
inalienable
someone
rights.
said to me, yeah, what do the letters? Yes, exactly. What are they hiding? I know, right? Well, I will tell you what they're hiding. They're hiding that it stands for the United States of America. They only refer to it as either America, right? Or they refer to it as USA. they seldom say these United States of America, because then that would have to force them to acknowledge the federalist system in which we're in, where there are state governments and a federal government. And the
Yeah.
state government is supposed to be the most responsible for where you are. And since states' rights, I believe, someone correct me on this, is Article 4 of the Constitution of the United States, the powers of the states, I think, are laid out in that. That's what they're trying to hide. That we
Yeah.
are
And
actually made up of
remove.
many. Yep.
And remove. Yeah. Hey, let's
Yeah.
can we switch the conversation just for a second, because
Sure, of
Demonize
course.
asked a nice question.
Yes, I was about to
Dan,
call that up.
yeah, have I ever worked with Byrne? No. He feels outside of Kirby, he's one of the has done more. No one has done more legendary comic book runs, and he's so hated, it's criminal. Now, that's a bit of a surprise. Is he hated? Because I don't think I thought he was really loved. I mean, I thought he
He
was
was nice to me
legendary.
when I met him. I met him at Atlantic Comic Dragon
Oh,
Con.
the as a person, people don't like him as a person. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
No, maybe I met him
Is
at.
he really so
I've
bad?
heard he was prickly, but I met him at Dragon Con in Atlanta in the '90s, and he had his little podium up on the table, and I asked him if I could show him my work. And this is one of those weird, beautiful moments. Like I think I went and told Brian Stelfreeze and a bunch of other people who were there, because I was interning there, and they were like, "He did what?" But John Burns said to me, he goes, he looked at my work, it was incredible. I can't believe he said this. He goes, "You've got something in your work that I don't see anybody around here having, and don't ever lose it." It was like
Nice.
drawing from life. I think it's because I was drawing from life. I was like in my, early 20. I was like 20 probably, 19 or
Uh-huh.
20. But it was like the most sincere, and I was like going, I heard you just killed everybody. Like, and it was like really sincere. And I don't know, maybe he was intoxicated or something, but he didn't seem.
Uh-huh.
What a nice
Yeah, I don't
dude.
know him. I
Yeah.
never met him. I don't know if what his personality is like. So I can't really have no information to offer there. But
Yep.
it doesn't sound like he's that bad. Sometimes artists, there's different personalities. Some are
Yep.
grumpy and some are more friendly. Not everybody can be Billy Tucci.
That's right.
So
Yeah, Billy's definitely world
yeah.
class, man.
Did I tell
Yeah.
you when I went to met up with him and John at Motor City?
Mhm.
Billy's exactly like he is. He's a walking party.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
So
Billy's
he's fun.
filled with positivity.
He's just so much fun.
Hail Mighty Geek Studios channel member. It's great to see you, brother.
And
But
he
yeah,
pinched my
guys.
butt.
No,
Yeah.
shit, Dan. You can't throw
It's
stones
like
in that
I got
glass house.
molested by Billy Tucci, and I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I know. Somehow, you as an adult professional were able to handle that without losing your mind and going insane. Do we
Yeah.
have anybody in the chat here, out of curiosity, who is not yet back Nosfero the Crypt Walker? Because I got news for you guys. We are at 5,527 backers, which is just incredible. Sorry, not backers, dollars, not backers. If I had 5,000 backers, I'd have a heart attack. That's a lot of fulfillment. At that point, I need a team. But we're at $5,527, 68 backers. We're 2 away from 70. If any of you guys have not backed Nosfero the Crypt Walker, the art edition, or if you want the art edition and the new version, second edition, as we're calling it with the words, please do back it. And just
Demon
so,
Eye says
yeah,
better Billy than Bama Dan.
that's right.
I
Well,
think I would agree.
that's right.
I would think I would
Bam
agree
has
with
got
that.
a hell of a grip. Yeah, Timmy Mello. Thank you. Yep. I've got my copy next to me on my desk. Original backer number 444. God bless you, Timmy Mello. Yeah, when I was fulfilling these, it was just so. Yeah, I know. Oh my God. Yeah, hell no. If you haven't backed Nosfero, I forgive you. There you go. See, Stephen Rockwood is kind. I will take up my sword Friday. I like seeing that, man. Yeah, let's go. Michael Mendoza says can, and I'm. Whoops! What did I just do? Oh, I think I messed with this window here. Sorry. I haven't. Oh shoot! It just dropped. Oh, I haven't been to Mount Vernon before, John. Oh, sorry. I have been to Mount Vernon before. John was
You
in the
missed
third
Michael's
grade. Wow.
other comment there. I haven't backed you, Dan.
Thank
Pitch
you,
your
Daniel. Great.
campaign, please. I don't have a campaign, but I'm on a lot of other people's campaigns. I think the
Go
one to
for it.
look at right now, I did a nice pinup for Battlebrick Road. Eric July could use a little attention because I think that's a really good comic book and a really good campaign. I really enjoyed his first story, and
Oh yeah, Eric Weathers. Yeah, you said Eric
yeah,
July for a second there, and
oh, I'm
confused the
sorry.
shit
Did I
out of
say
me.
Eric July? I'm sorry. Oops. Yeah,
No,
Eric Weathers.
don't worry. Eric Weathers did work for him for a brief period, so it's an
Yeah.
understandable
No, not
situation.
Eric July. Eric Weathers. Yeah, Eric July,
That's right.
his work. But Eric Weathers it's really good. He's created this world of it's kind of like it's not like it's sort of a inspired version of Wizard of Oz,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not really doesn't have anything to do with the original story. So
Mm-hmm.
it's sci-fi, it's fantasy. It's set in a
Yeah.
really just spectacular world that any artist would
Yeah.
just love to work on it. So
Yeah.
I did a pinup for him, and it was a lot of fun. So I could actually bring that pinup up, and you can get a feel for the characters he's got. But
Yeah, and Robo 13, if you're asking about Nosfero, yes, there are the art editions are all signed. So the wordless edition of the book are signed. The second chance, or the second printing, second edition, I should say, and I've got the sketch for it here, is going to have not a signatory page, but a brand new painting. That's going to be, this is the sketch for it, but there's going to be a brand new painting in the front part of the book. So that's something that you're going to be able to get with that. And then there's also copies limited to. I only have about 100 left, guys. This is going to be the end of first printings for Nosfero. Um, but the first, I have 100 of the first printing of Nosfero, and those are going to be signed. So yeah, those will have you can get those signed. So yeah. Oh,
and
excellent! You're checking
can you
out
make
your
that bigger?
Indiegogo cart right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm gonna make this bigger, Dan. Sorry, buddy. Let me get this taken care of. I have zero interest in seeing your art, Dan. You know how I feel. But I'm gonna do it anyway, brother. I'm gonna do it anyway because we go way back to Grosse Pointe Woods, baby. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah,
Tell me about this, Dan.
for those of you who don't
Yeah.
know, I was in the same neighborhood as Shant as a young person, and I had a paper out, and I'm sure I delivered papers to his house at some point. So
Unrelated, God has a plan. All right, go to it, Dan.
okay, this is this
100%.
character, this lion character. This is the lion version
Yeah.
that he has in his
Yeah.
book. So, and in the story, he fights this massive spider, and so it's pretty cool, a lot of fun. So it's the whole thing is just an artist playground, and it you can have so much fun with the striking, landscapes and
Mhm.
sci-fi structures, architecture, and all that stuff. It's really cool. So
Agreed.
check it out, battlebrickroad.com. I think someone's probably going to drop a link in here for us. I would
Yeah,
hope.
Battle Brick Road. The link is actually even
Maybe
in the
Eric
description
can
for
do
Battle
that.
Brick
That'd be
Road 2.
awesome.
Yep. He
That'd be
is
cool.
he is such a
Mortal V did it. Thank you for Mortal V.
thank you, Mortal V. You're the best. We appreciate you. Yeah, this is the thing about it, right? Is that there's so
Yeah,
much
thanks, Eric.
amazing work being done here in Comicsgate. And we were talking earlier today, because this is the kind of fellowship that you find in Comicsgate. I said, Eric, because Eric and I get together for painting lessons once a week, and it's a lot of fun because he's just most people. He's a hell of a painter in terms of, like, his digital work's incredible, but he wanted to learn some of the traditional stuff, and he knew I had a teaching background of X amount of years, and I said, my pleasure, brother. And before I launched my campaign, I sent him a text and I said, hey, Eric, I'm launching my campaign. You got some time so you can troubleshoot for me for my second chance campaign? And of course, being the generous guy he is, he took time out so that he could look over the campaign. And we were talking about um, the little, Comicsgate Muscles figures, those small, like, little amazing figures that were coming out, and that a lot of people were having made of their stuff. And we were singing the praises of those things. And the thing is about it is that I don't know exactly who the artist is, who is, and the creator's responsible for doing all of those amazing things. But I tell you, if I ever find the guy, and we should praise him, That's what I think. But yeah, this is beautiful, Dan. This is beautiful, Dan.
Yeah, he has half a human arm there,
Yes,
he's
dude,
mostly
such a cool
lying, and
character.
yeah, it's fun. I don't know the story exactly on this one because I only read the first issue. This is from the second issue, so
Yeah, and that's right, Eric
what?
Cuffles. We were singing your praises today. So yes, indeed, yes, John, I do have a campaign, and so let me get to this one. Um,
Yeah,
Michael
bring it up.
Mendoza says, "I meant to say I haven't backed. Can you pitch your campaign, please? I absolutely would love to pitch my campaign to you." So, Nosfero the Crypt Walker tells the story of a supernatural hero, very much in the lines of H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos in terms of the setting, but as a hero, he's much more like Solomon Kane by R.E. Howard. And the story is very much about these in this world, there are vampire characters who are trying to open gateways to cosmic horrors. And Nosfero, this character, this human being who as a child was enslaved by vampires and because of his unique abilities, and then was cursed by something they did to them, became their worst nightmare.
Hey,
And
bring up
now,
your
like,
campaign
yeah,
while you're
yes,
talking
of
about it, can
course.
you?
And yeah, I think I you never know with me, Dan. But so what he's ended up doing is he has now is now the bane of their existence. He is the one who hunts them down, and basically they fear. Dear God, that's scary. Ah, that's like a horror movie. There, let's
Now, if
try this
someone's watching,
instead.
if they're watching it on a 52-inch big screen, then you're in big trouble, buddy.
Yeah, I am in big trouble. They're having nightmares. And so yeah, Nosfero
It's
the Crypt
traumatized for
Walker
life, you know.
is yeah, didn't you love that? Nosfero the Crypt Walker is very much a story which is trying to bring the sexiness back to comics, so it's got a little bit of nudity in it, but and not too much violence, but it has the aesthetics of horror, but it's very much like the 1970s Hammer horror films. And I just wanted to make it beautifully
Why
watercolored
am
like
I
those.
seeing only part on the screen? Like it's like,
Oh,
can
sorry,
you
yeah, I gotta move it over.
move,
I wanted to
move it?
make it beautifully illustrated, like the backgrounds of Snow White and so many of those things that we have come to, appreciate. I'm gonna move that off just because it's how I can see the chat easier. But it's one of those stories where I'm trying to bring all of that beautiful, illustrative European Gustav Tengren, who did the concept artwork for Snow White, which is currently being bastardized.
Yeah, let me see some of these
It's
images. I love this stuff.
yeah, sure of Nosfero.
Scroll
Yeah,
down.
let's do it.
Scroll down. Yeah.
Here we go, man. Here we go. So these are the tiers, not to be confused with TEARS. So this is what the cover to the art edition looks like, and this is what Nosfero without script is going to look like. So all of those parts of it that have word balloons over them by the incredible Eric Weathers, by the way, those are now going to be revealed because they were paintings done with the word balloons not present, so that there's more artwork to be seen. And so that means double page spreads like this, which could only happen in Comicsgate. You could only in Comicsgate could you have Battle Brick Road, CYBERFROG, Inglorious Rex, and Nosfero the Crypt Walker, and Godlike. You know what I mean? There's
Oh
just
yeah,
so
they're
many
completely
things.
different. They're completely
Yep.
different. These are the artists. It's like artists unleashed with their creativity is completely unleashed. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is I really love this. You know, the colors that you do, of course, in your paintings. It reminds me of almost like I know you say Alphonse Moko and that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true, but I almost get this feel like vintage posters. You know, from
Oh yeah.
that you get
Absolutely.
and all that stuff. And so it has, you know, their colors are like that, where they're just nicely done, but with the modern, you know, what you can do now with paint and reproduction and colors and stuff. So it's like
Oh yeah.
it's really exciting to see this kind of thing happening. I mean,
Well,
just
you
that
look over
gorilla painting
here.
is just crazy cool.
Oh, dude, this is my favorite thing about it. So you see things like this right here. This is me taking oxidized metal texture, working it into the cover, and then bringing that into the type of Nosfero because
Mhm.
I remember thinking that the second edition, I want it to feel as if it's now that there's things about it I want to adjust, like there's like one or two typos in it or something like that. but it's almost like it's been out and it's had a chance to breathe for a little bit. So I want this to be its own edition. I want it to be cool so that no edition is the same. And if you're a collector like I am, that you get something that's new. So the bonus content in the back is going to be both different in design and there's going to be some different artwork in it. And so here you see the book now where you've got the text and you see how the story is coming together. But if you want to have both, you can back it with the tier that has both of those. And there's a look at the what the sketch is going to be like for that book. But you can also see that if you back the art edition plus the art print tier, you're going to get a print of Nosfero Death Will Die, the cover of the next Nosfero book. But you can also just get the art edition and second edition right here if you want to have both. Here's my copy I read, and here's my copy that I flip through just to dive into the artwork. So there's so many of these options. You know, in first printings of Nosfero, we've already sold the first 9 out of 100. There are only 100 left because I print pretty much to order. And so that's it with a cushion. But this is the world that you're living in. Damsels in distress, stone staircases, and eldritch horrors trying to break through from their boundaries to ours. And that is what Nosfero is up against. These vampire cultists trying to bring people in, bring these things into our world by sacrificing beautiful damsels who, of course, must be rescued by
Yeah.
Nosfero the Crypt.
That's the thing. You say, you got nudity in your thing, but it's tastefully done. It's not
Sure,
gratuitous
it
in any
is
way.
delicious. Wait, sorry, what did you just say? I unfortunately, I misunderstood. But that's to be expected with me. But no, but you're right. I mean, it is because when I'm doing that sort of stuff, one of the books that influences me more than anything, and I love this book so much, is Alphonse Brian. Suddenly Old, so great to see you, man. Are you doing digital art edition? I'd love to see the double page spreads without the gutter. Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to do a digital edition just because it's so easy for it to get bootlegged. 70 backers, is that correct? Heavens to Betsy. Let me go back and see.
So
Let's
there's
refresh and
John
see.
said there's that word again, diaphanous.
Diaphanous is the word. Boot
Diaphanous.
71 backers, and we are sprinting towards 6K. Thank you, everybody. My God. I'd like to credit Ethan Van Sciver and his sandwiches for all of this.
Yeah. Power.
You
That
guys are
mystic
amazing. Yeah,
power
John
energy.
is the man. You know? Oh, cool. I got the first edition. I think I was second to buy it. Thank you so much, Slacker23. I
Oh,
appreciate it. Geez, I didn't know whiskey is pricey. Yes, that it is. That it is, Emo. Yeah, there's
okay.
orders in. Thank you, Robble13. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for backing Nosfero. I grew up um you talked about that in terms of like tasteful nudity, but you're so right. I mean, looking at the work of people like Alphonse Mucha, who is a massive influence on me. Like he's just everything. I was
Mhm.
blown away by his stuff. Let me see if I can do without. This is going to be scary for me. I'm actually going to cover it up because it's so terrifying. If I switch to camera, because it really shouldn't be this bad. I gotta figure out a way to take this and then go. Wait, where is it? Where is my? Is it this? Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. So now I've got a different camera. This has just got my Coca-Cola bottle on it, so it's less frightening. Um, instead of my face appearing suddenly. But I'm gonna
Now,
move
hey,
some
have
of
you
these
tried? Now,
sandwiches.
have you tried all three? How many sandwiches did you get?
Oh, I've got a bunch here. I've got like 4 or 5. I may save some for the
4 or
missus in the
5?
morning.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Put them in the
Ethan,
fridge, man.
let me. You know what's funny? Everybody was like, "Ethan doxed you," and I laughed and I said to myself, "Well, everybody who gets my comic book, I mean, I'm mailing it from my house."
Yeah.
But I can't overstate this. This beautiful man spent $60 on sandwiches for me.
Oh my God, really? Wow. Yeah, it's very nice.
Have I said I love Comicsgate enough tonight, guys? This is the most fun. This takes me back to all the best things. Random McGranderson, speaking of channel members, and Rockstar. I'd like to thank Cecil. Clearly, his present. Cecil, as my kids said, my kids said when they were little, they go, "The Cecil guy's my favorite Comicsgate character." I thought it was a character. And I'm like, well, he kind of is, man. He kind of is. We love
Yeah,
Cecil.
I
Yes,
remember the
thank you,
first,
Cecil.
I remember the first appearance when Cecil was just
Hmm.
joining the thing, and he was kind of playing, he was doing that SJW thing, that
Yeah.
kind of gay character, and I was like, I'm not sure if this guy's, I like him, he's entertaining and funny, he's very, he's an interesting character, but he seems a little weird, because I didn't
Hmm.
get it, I didn't get that he was playing a character. I thought it was this is a real guy. So, but I
Well, if
still found
Cecil
it
were here, he
entertaining.
would probably say, "And you were right. I am weird."
Yeah.
Oh, my kids just like thought he was the funniest person in the world, and I
Yeah.
have to agree
No,
with them.
I didn't look at his channel. I didn't follow his channel, so I didn't even see.
Yeah.
Just recently, I went back and took a look at some of those things that he was doing with um, with the shredding of the comic books, like he was doing. Oh, that was
Oh
funny
yeah.
stuff, man. Oh my
Yeah, he's
gosh.
amazing. So for people who are wondering, when I talk about Alphonse Mucha, the stuff that inspires me, this is Alphonse Mucha's. They just printed this revised and expanded edition. These are Alphonse Mucha's illustrations of the Our Father prayer called Le Pater. And this is the stuff that he did when he was illustrating the Our Father. And it has the sketches, the pencil work, and then the gorgeous design work. And there you
God,
can see the
man.
text he did in Hebrew as a Czech, as a Slav, because he did the famous paintings of Slav epic. This
So,
is a sketch for
John,
that
just think
same
about the
page.
modern art today, the crap that they put out
Fucking
compared
yes,
to
I
this, which
think
is
about
just
it
this
and
this
wake
is
up
just
screaming.
beautiful stuff.
This is
They would
beautiful,
back then
and
they just thought about what looks gorgeous and they made it.
this right here is Our Father who art in heaven. So that's what this illustration's for. And if you look up there, that is an eye, and that it's like beautiful. And then here's the sketch, and here's so you can see the eye clearer. Here's
Oh,
the
okay.
pencil sketch, and this
A
is
little
the
creepy,
rough.
but yeah.
It is, yeah. It's seeing you through the
It could be, maybe it's
darkness,
Galactus.
and then it was and then look at this one.
John,
Hallowed be
I think
thy name.
John, that could have been Galactus.
It could have been Galactus. That's right. Hallowed be thy name, and this is the Hallowed be thy name final right there, beautifully done. And then here's the sketch. These sketches are appallingly good, by the way.
Yeah, the line works
Look at
just
his figure
wonderful
drawing,
and
by the way.
incredible.
Look at his figure
Yeah,
drawing.
no
How
AI there,
good is
man.
this guy? Yep. And then where's the other one? Oh yeah, this was is this, let me just make sure I get the right one here. This one was Thy Kingdom Come right here. Just a beautiful, beautiful painting. And my
Yeah.
favorite one in the book, which is actually inspiring my work on what do you call it? On the cover of Nosfero 2 is Death Will Die. Is where is it? Lead us not into temptation, if I can find it. I hope it's here.
Hey, so when are we got to do the show. We got to do this show
Yeah,
where
we
we
do.
look at art.
Look at
And
this.
I
Lead
was
us
going to call
not
you
into
and
temptation.
I was going to call you and talk about it, but I
Yeah, I
could talk
know.
about it right now. It's
We
like
were talking about I was telling you, right? You called me and I was and I was
yeah,
like
I know. I'm
ah,
sorry.
Dan, you
Yeah.
okay? I was dropping my daughter off at
Yeah.
college.
I always text
But
before I call. I text, are you available, to talk? And
yep.
yeah,
This
that's
is
why,
it's
because there's
just
always something
dude,
going on.
yeah, we should totally do that. And
Okay.
the
But I
thing
mean,
is that
did I tell you what I really want to do? I don't want to just make it like I remember we were doing those shows about artists when I was with, Gabe and that sort of stuff.
yeah,
And what I want to do is take an artist like we were doing, but
yeah,
then draw it and sketch it and show people how we learn,
yeah,
by copying these things and just, focusing on
yeah,
areas, really do an in-depth study of the artist and start to talk about it in more in not just gushing over the artwork, but rather doing
yeah,
an actual study. Show
yeah,
the people how we study art as artists, and try to bring that into our, incorporate that into our, toolbox and absorbing, that whatever however you say it, to sort of add that to our skill set and
of
let it
course.
influence us.
Yeah, man.
That's what I want to do.
That's
So I would love to do that with pick a comic artist and then just see what we can learn from them. See what they
Yeah,
can
oh
teach
man,
us.
absolutely down for that, man. I'm absolutely down for that. You know, and it's so funny because you and I, we both love the traditions and we both love traditional artists and you know the history of art. And you know when I'm showing you guys those things, and let me see if I can make this happen here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this work here. Oh,
Will
there
be
we
a
go.
good day. Will be a good day.
Oh God, let me think. Well, what is it now? See, here's the thing that's crazy, Dan. You know this because you have older ones, right? Older kids.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm empty
So
nester, so
we're empty nesters now.
yeah, me
Everything
too.
has changed,
Yeah.
right? So everything changes. So my schedule used to be, when are the kids home? When do they need to use the computers for their homework? Do you know what I mean? And when will
Right.
Wi-Fi be, whatever it is? So
Right.
for those of you guys wondering like what it is that influences this stuff, this is the print that you will get if you back the art edition with print, because this right here is let me see if I can get this to work here. Window, camera effects. There we go. I knew it was missing somewhere. Let me adjust the gamma a little bit more. Saturation. Bring the saturation up so it looks a little bit better. There we go. But this right here is, you know, what I'm doing for the cover of Nosfero 2. So
Those
this is
colors,
the
Sean. Those
print.
colors are crazy cool, man.
Dude, I am having so much fun. You know what this is right here? This right here is inspired by the Golem silent film. And so this character right here is literally the Deathstalker character from Frazetta meets the Old Testament.
I was gonna say
Remember
looks for
this?
that to me.
But
Yeah.
here's the crazy part. This is my Spielberg influence, right? And my Raiders influence. So
Hmm.
this is a shield that is like an ark that carries the souls of those slain defending God, and they fire out from it to attack evil in
Oh,
this world.
cool.
So you can
Wow.
actually see this energy is actually spirits and
Oh yeah,
souls
yeah.
and pushing it back, and they go back
Oh,
in much
that's
like the Ark
epic,
of the
man. That
Covenant.
is freaking epic, man.
Isn't that like that's what we're here to do?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's so wild,
Yeah.
you know. And I want to show evil what like how terrifying good can be. I want evil like this is the thing I always say about with Nosfero. You know how we talk about, you know, and all those scary things that go bump in the night. Well,
Hmm.
for these people, for vampires, what they're afraid of when they're creeping around at night and they hear a sound, they're afraid it's Nosfero.
Yes.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Fear of the
That's
Lord.
what it's about. He's hunting them. And I thought about this a lot, and Solomon Kane inspired me. Super chat from Timmy Mello. Oh my gosh, great idea. And how about an in-depth discussion on composition? Oh, right, as a foundation in art and illustration. Timmy, I've got to send you a cheerleader. And I don't
Absolutely.
Dan is not interested in any of this. I'm kidding. He's all about it. Here we go.
Charge!
Thank you so much, Timmy Mello. You are a
Actually,
rock star.
Timmy, if you check out my YouTube channel, How to Draw Comic Books by Dan Lawless, I have a
Please, guys,
lot of,
drop that.
I got a
You're
lot
a
of
mod.
tutorials there, and one of them is about composition.
Dan, are you a
Actually,
mod
I don't know.
on my channel? I bet I'm gonna make you one. So you should type in the
Hang on,
chat just in
let me
case you aren't.
let me just come up here. But I have actually there's a really interesting video that I don't really talk about that much, but it's about composition, and it's called the ACDC of great comic book art, and it's a little 4-point acronym that I made
Mm-hmm.
to what do you call it when it's an acronym or but it's like A stands
Yeah, it's
for
acronym.
anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, A stands for anatomy. Uh, C stands for composition, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how you arrange your objects and stuff like that together. And then D stands for design. That's your darks and lights. And the last thing is communication. What are you communicating with your your story and your picture, your image? And I bring up, Wrightson and Frazetta, and I go through a bunch of their stuff. And then at the last thing I do is I take one of my own pictures and see if I pass the test, if I could follow my own rules.
Yep.
So, but yeah, talking about composition is certainly stuff I've already done on my videos, but I want to do more. I want to study more. So
And
let me
there's
bring up.
crazy things that come out of the conversations that we have, and it's it's one of the things that the dynamic interplay when Comics Gate again. I got to keep coming back to it because we talk about this stuff, but when artists get together and we start being creative, it has this. Thank you for sharing that too. There you go. Dan
Okay,
is a mod. Good. So you can
I am
post
not.
links
Okay.
and yeah. So yeah, please post. They already posted a link to your channel, but guys, so it
Okay.
is there in the chat. Eric Huffles posted it. Stephen Rockwood posted. Everybody's been awesome. Posting links to Dan's stuff. Of course, Mortal V posted as well. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Because
Hey, speaking of all this, great literature and art and religion
mhm,
and everything, let me show you Cecil's t-shirt
mhm.
t-shirt design.
I was afraid you were going to, but let's do it. Beautiful,
Yeah, so here's the
beautiful.
one in white, and then I think he's gonna go with the one in yellow. But
He's
yeah,
a beast,
actually, the
I
funny
tell
thing is,
you, a
I just did
beast.
this for fun. I did this for just for giggles, and I thought Cecil might get a kick out of it because he's always portrayed as fat and kind of pudgy and stuff. And Cecil's not. He's in pretty good physical shape now. He lost a lot
Yeah,
of
he
weight and
is.
he's kind of buff. So I did this just as a fan. This was fan art. I did.
Yeah.
And then also, this is like a year or so ago, I did this, and he said, "Wow, it's great," but he didn't really have a use for it until now because he's thinking of doing the t-shirts. And if they're going to be like muscle t-shirts with tank tops, and you're going to something you wear at the gym, he doesn't want that version of Cecil. He wants this version of Cecil. And I thought, oh, that it works because they were just it wasn't it wasn't on point. It wasn't on character. This
Hmm.
particular art. But unless it's for a muscle shirt t-shirt, then it's on point and it works. And it's mimicking the
Yeah.
Gold's Gym logo. So that's what he kind of wanted. It's in a circle like that. And so it's lots of fun and it works. So when he, I think, I'm not sure when this is actually going to go up on his campaign or when he's going to launch. I don't know if he launched 2 yet. I don't know if he's launched 2 yet. It's coming up
Oh,
probably. So
I can
there you
still
are
hear you.
again.
I think. Sorry, I gotta. I'm trying to fix this out so you can so I can share everybody this while you talk. Here, hang on a second. Here we go. Have you ever
You
seen this,
had it
Dan?
up. You had it up.
An accidental overdose of gamma radiation interacts with his unique body chemistry. A startling metamorphosis occurs.
That shit could happen to anybody, Dan. So you got to be careful. His unique
Yeah,
body chemistry. Uh,
but we could only be so lucky.
we can only be so lucky. Amen. Oh my
So
God.
yeah, so that's the what do you like? The white or the now these will be on different colored t-shirts, obviously, different of your
Oh
choice, I
man.
would imagine.
Ugh,
Or the yellow. I think
that's
the yellow
tough,
might be
man,
the
because
best.
they all look strong. That looks strong too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. This one actually, I
I'm
mean, the red
torn.
and the red of the costume and the white go together, and that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
works. So
yeah.
it pops out the blues of the metals more than this, you know. But of course, it also matters the t-shirt colors. I just happen to have a red here, but those
Yeah.
colors may pop out more. So, anyways, lots of
No,
fun.
it's
That's
awesome.
the thing. That's what's so great is that we're just having. I was just having fun, and that's what I recommend people doing is to just do what you want to do, have fun, and then if it's something like that, nothing happened from that for a year. I was just like, it's fun, but I don't care. It was just something I did, and all of a sudden it sort of had a use. But so not everything's going to be a success. Not everything's going to have a usage. Just do what you like, and then maybe if it'll find an audience. Don't doesn't
Amen,
really
David
shouldn't really
D.
matter. Yeah, I'll buy that t-shirt. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, man.
So
It's
yeah,
it's crazy, man. It's like I look at this stuff. Amen, Eric Huffles. Yeah, Cecil the Hulk. You bet he is. I look at this stuff and I'm thinking a lot about this. And we got a link to Cecil's eBay store. I should point out. Thank you so much for dropping that in the chat, Eric Huffles.
yeah,
Do
that
check out
t-shirt's
that
not
store.
up yet on his
Mhm.
eBay store, but it's probably going to come pretty soon. So
Yeah, God willing, we'll get it there, and I think that Cecil's one of those things that only happens in Comicsgate. And what
yeah,
that by that I mean is that he is hilarious. He's like a what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to think of some of my favorite comedians. He brings
yeah,
that kind of wit and timing and
yep. Timing.
playfulness
Oh, he could
to the
totally do
stuff that he
stand up if he
does.
wanted to.
Yeah, well, but it's so funny though because he's got such a writer's, you know what I mean, sense of
Yeah,
comedy, and he he works with artists so well. But he would have been gate kept out of the industry because you got to go through. I know because you got to go through all these particular channels. Then you get if you've got too much skill, you're marginalized or you're hunted down.
yeah,
And Cecil is truly an independent comic book artist, like so many of us are. Like we've really embraced the independence, and it's very cool to see.
yeah.
Diesel, my man,
Yeah.
yes,
And
brotherhood indeed, Diesel.
his book is like
Mwah.
it's like whereas most of are doing superheroes and adventure, he's doing Mad Magazine. That's what he's really
Yes, he
doing.
is.
And,
He
and
sure
that's
as hell
because that's
is.
what Donald DeLay's got a great style for that, and it's a lot
Yep,
of fun. So, and it's like, man, I read that first one. I'm just, oh my god, this is so
yep,
wrong. It's wrong on every level, but it's
it is.
hilarious, you know?
Yeah, it's like how far can we go?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
really what it comes
Don't
down
do
to.
any of this in a comic book ever, and he does it. Yeah.
We've got Diesel celebrating 6 months. 6 months as a channel member, and that's why his name is in those credits. So I got to send a cheerleader your way, which is frankly my pleasure.
Charge!
Work. I got to be real with you, Diesel. I think they were both looking at you, which is rare. I mean, I think both those girls have their eyes on you.
Hmm. Yeah,
But
I
look
would
at what we're
definitely.
doing here, man. You know, Dan, look at the stuff we're doing. You're doing this is what's interesting to me about you, man, because you have drawn some of the most iconic characters in comics, not to mention in Frazetta's canon, right? Like in terms of the amount of work you've done. But you really seem to be coming alive on these new characters and creating iconic images of these new characters. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean? Which ones? Like,
Oh my god, where do I start, man? Every Comicsgate character that you've
okay,
drawn.
the
Let's start
okay
there,
guys, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So think about it.
Well, I'm
Think about it this
inspired. I'm
way.
inspired by it because it's like
Yeah.
one of the things is it's just wonderful is
Yeah.
the reason I was in comics, as you know, from 87 to 97, worked for
Yep.
Marvel, worked for DC, worked for Dark Horse. And then I left because I needed,
Yeah.
because comic books could not give me the two things I needed, which was time and money. I didn't,
Yep.
it wasn't enough money to raise a family. I was making 20 grand a year. It sucked, you know,
Yeah.
and time, I couldn't do a monthly comic book the quality that I wanted to do. So it was just zero fun. That I began to hate comics. It was weird because I loved comics so much. Then I got into it and I hated it. So
Yeah.
but now it's, I went into advertising for for the 15 years, 17 years, and now I'm coming back, and I'm got all this skill set that I have been idle. I've been working on my art and stuff, and so I'm an experienced artist, and now the Comics Gate gives you the two things you need: time and money. Enough
Yes,
money
it
that you
does.
can actually make a living and to do the best work you can do. So now we're seeing it. We're seeing Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex.
Smashing it.
It's like, yeah, it's doing great. And the reason is because the first the first issue was just fantastic. It was great, and the second issue as well. So it's it's a great story, great art, completely creative, unusual, and different. Of course, CYBERFROG, godlike, Andy Smith's KOR-DRATH, Wraith of,
Yep.
Andy's Wraith of God. There's Graham Nolan's stuff is Joe Frankenstein,
Yep.
Art Thibert, art, black and white. So many interesting comics. Von Klaus has got his Black
Yeah,
Terror.
man.
That's looking really good. There's just so many, interesting projects. I don't know if I'm leaving something out, but these are all guys who are really at the top of their game, really, because as you get old, we reach your older age. It's not like sports where you wear yourself out. No, you become a master at what your master's, stones, sculptor, a master painter. You just get better, so it's a lot of fun to see these guys at really, I think, in their prime, really, and
100%.
doing some really their best work. And they have the money now to do it, and a time, I'm looking forward to Aaron's next Wraith of God. He's going to feature Headless Horseman. The first issue featured werewolves. The second was vampires. Third one is going to be Headless Horseman. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, man. The stuff that's going on in Comicsgate right now, if you're not excited by it, you got to ask yourself, like, do you have a pulse? I mean, this stuff is just fantastic.
Well, there's something for everybody, whatever you'll find something that you'll like and support it. And the thing is too, is the more that people back these things, the more people say, oh, I can actually make a living. Then the more talented professional artists will go independent. They'll leave those relics of Marvel and DC, which are just, they've ruined those characters. They just ruined them with political correctness and activism and stuff. Nobody wants to get preached to. It kind of really stinks. I mean, they'll always be great. Spider-Man will always be a great character. Batman will always be a great character. But now we have an opportunity for people to really, the next generation of creative artists to come, and it will come but they need money. They need the influx of money. They got to see people like Ethan. The people are like, they're getting jealous of Ethan. I'm like, oh my gosh, no. Yeah. When everyone sees this guy making a good amount of money, they're going to go, well, the real talented guys will come out and say, I'm going to try that too. And they have, they have, and they will. So we'll see more and more great comics. And that's what I want to see. I want to see it. And I think it's going to happen in the independents now. I thought initially it used to be Marvel and DC had the best comics in the world. I don't think that's possible anymore. I think it's only possible now from the independents. So
agreed.
And it's starting to happen. So excited. That's why I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be on the ground floor watching this thing grow. Whether I do a comic book or not, watching these other guys, just making it happen and see what I can do to support them is really, really cool.
Yep. And I've got a super chat here for $5 Canadian saying, congrats today, Shanth. Hey, Dan. Question, is there a way to get the first edition and second edition with print? Only second is available as an
add-on. Put that back up. Can you? I didn't read it all.
Oh, yeah. Sure. So are you saying, is there a way to get, let me see if I can understand this. Okay, so to get that with an add-on of the second, is it the second edition available with the print as an add-on? Interesting. Well, there isn't one.
It would only. You'd have to talk to Graham. Because I don't. Yeah. I'm an artist for hire on that book. I don't have any of. I didn't print it or distribute or sell it. I mean, or mail it. He's got all the stock on that, so he would know what's available. I don't know anything about what's available.
Yeah, Rocky, you should get yourself in here, man. It's in the Waffle Lodge room, man. Oh, let me get you a cheerleader. And I got a super chat from Rocky saying, congratulations, Shanthman. So I got to get some cheerleaders to these guys. So brace yourself for just
Is that the groomsman, Rocky?
That's the groomsman. Yeah, he's got to get in here.
Charge!
There we go.
Now is there like a Dallas Cowboy version cheerleader of that?
Oh, they've got a little of everything, guys. And just so everybody knows, Nosfero the Crypt Walker art edition. Oh, there he is. Now let me see if I can get him into this little box here. Let's see if that works. And there he is. And Rock, it's great to see you. But as you know, when you're in here, I got to play this real quick.
I totally forgot. I totally forgot.
How are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you? Congratulations.
Dude, I'm amazed, man. I'm absolutely These folks are nuts, man. I love them, but they're nuts.
Rock, what are you doing up at this ungodly hour here?
Who, me?
Yeah.
California.
I'm on California time, so I'm fine.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
totally fine.
He's like, it ain't even midnight here yet.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh my God!
How's
Did you
life
see
in
Ethan
paradise
sent
in
me a bunch
California?
of sandwiches, Rock? Did you see that?
I saw bits and pieces. I couldn't stay for the whole for Ethan's whole stream. I was in and out. I had so many things I had to handle it. But I caught a little bit. I heard you talking like, oh, there's a McDonald's. And I was like, wait, what's going on? But he actually sent you sandwiches.
He sent me $60 worth
Really?
of gourmet sandwiches.
Yeah, really
I'm
good
not
stuff.
even joking, dude. This is.
Did you eat them all on stream?
I ate 3 of them. Yeah, I'm feeling it
Wait,
now.
you ate three sandwiches?
Look, between friends, let's just call it.
I didn't see you
2.5.
wolfing those things down.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was stealthing it. Gotta be honest, I can't feel my legs. And so let's talk about this. I don't know if did you get Two-Fisted Manly Tales, Rocky? Did you get
I don't think I did. No, I didn't get this one. No.
Graham's
this is like
probably
pre my time of like
okay.
learning about a lot of the CG books and stuff like that.
I'm gonna
So
destroy this bag. I'd done such a good job of not wrecking it before, but I gotta share.
Is it hardcover? You got
this is the. Yeah. Of course, I got your cover in a hardcover, baby. That's what I gotta do, great. Dan.
The color's getting a little blasted out. Can you?
No, that's my gamma correction on this. Like that's the thing. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can get this to work. Hang on a minute. I gotta grab. I don't know if I can actually. No, yeah, I can. This is mine.
Super saturated.
Yeah, it's too saturated. Way too saturated.
There you go. That's it.
You guys are such artists. Stop it with your artists.
There we go.
Get that tuned precisely, please.
I know. Here. So
if I were to print my screen, it would be 20% off of the CMYK value. Stop it.
Talk about being particular though. Look at that cover, and I got so much grief for that Les Paul guitar that's in the story.
Yeah,
getting smashed like that. People were so upset that I was smashing a Les Paul. Apparently, a Les Paul is a great, really expensive and valuable guitar. And another thing too is Les Paul. It wasn't even accurate because the Les Paul I think it has a solid wood base, and that thing is splintering like a regular thing.
It says Nosfero right there above the back wheel. That's nice. Dan. That's my boy right there.
Yeah, I threw all the Comics Gate guys on the car. It was fun.
Yeah, your sequential stuff is what they call. Oh, here we go. Super chat. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. Let me see. Oh, you meant for Nosfero on my previous super chat. The second edition add-on when buying the edition is just the book instead of the book and the print. So you would like to be able to get the book and the print. Okay, so where are you? Are you in the States? Just to make this a little bit easier for myself. Actually, you know what? I'll just take care of it now. Hang on a second. I'm going to set you up. You guys talk about awesome comic stuff. By the way, Rock, did you see? Yeah. I unfortunately was watching your stream today.
Oh, no.
So I actually caught you taking a compliment where someone said that your channel was one of their favorite comic book channels.
Yes. I think the person in the chat went by the name Figure Drawing, which, hey,
yes,
I'll take it. But yeah, it was a very, very nice compliment. I was super appreciative. And then somebody in your chat now, I've never met him before, another Rocky, has been saying some nice stuff. So, hey, man, I'll take all the Rocky compliments.
Damn right.
Hey, what's this with Comrade Sammy? Comrade Sammy says, did you get my last chat? Or am I getting the silent treatment for being late? LOL.
I don't think so.
I don't see his other chat comment.
Don't make Comrade Sammy mad. Don't make her mad.
Oh,
she will cut you. She will cut you.
There you go. It's got to happen, sooner or later.
I've been warned. That's good.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. Oh my God, this is so funny.
Your chat, man.
I know.
Very
cherished.
No, it's not.
Cherish Psalms. Get out. She's up with the Pookie. The raw Pookie. I think that's what I love about the chat. They try and teach me all the hip phrases, the hip TikTok Instagram phrases. And as a middle-aged father, it just doesn't compute. It just doesn't go in there.
Just don't fly.
Yeah,
just
that
don't
doesn't
fly.
work.
As Dr.
Well,
Phil once said,
even if
you
I was
can
a young
nail
person, I
chicken to
still
a coffee table, but it ain't gonna fly. Let me.
even when I was younger,
never said that.
I was a little slow on the uptake, so I don't think I would.
Yeah. We wouldn't be drawing comics or like being artists if we were down with the vernacular.
Yeah, we're not exactly super hip, are we?
No,
Although
we're
now
not.
it is.
We're not.
You know, when I was younger, man, reading comics, you hid that. You it was like being gay or something. Like you didn't tell anybody you read comics. It was like, and it's like people find out.
No,
Like,
yeah, dude,
yeah,
it
I
was
kind of
like
read
this. It was
comics.
kind
Oh,
of.
really?
Have you ever
And then
seen Jim
you
Gaffigan's
grow up.
stand-up routine about getting
Yeah.
caught in a McDonald's? He goes, I was in a McDonald's, and then all of a sudden this friend of mine came in, and I was kind of like, hey, funny seeing you here. And he goes, yeah, I was just coming in to use the ATM. What are you doing here, Jim? And he's like, I'm meeting a prostitute. You know, and the guy goes, he should be here any minute now.
Oh my god!
I was dying, man. Holy shit! Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. You were saying comic book nerddom, and
yeah. Well, then I got older, and I realized everyone else was reading these things too, and everybody loved them, and all of a sudden it got really like, hey, I'm actually cool, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that for me. I'm still waiting for that.
The only person to kick in?
That's right. The only person I found who read comics was Sean, and that was in college.
That's right,
and it was
man.
just like, oh, I guess we gotta stick together. I guess.
That's damn right. We have 30 years later. Fucking hell.
Well, when I told people
are.
I worked for Marvel, they thought I was.
Well,
like
that's
the
different.
coolest,
That's different. Yes,
the coolest
I
guy
can see
in the
that.
world.
Yeah, I can see that.
That was a different thing, different kind of
For sure.
experience.
Yeah,
it is
for sure. That's cooler than saying I plunked down 75 cents for a Marvel comic. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
A little bit of a difference.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. So
how are you feeling, Sean? You still awake?
Yeah, of course, dude. I'm not gonna go to sleep for days. Yeah.
Some people in my chat were saying, "Oh, go ahead."
What's going to happen with Speedball? Wait, no. What's the word?
Oh, Spring Ball? Do you mean the
Spring Ball?
Oh my god, man! So I'm still working on that, and that might be my next campaign. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It just depends. Every campaign, whether or not I get to do a next campaign, depends so much on how each one I'm on does. But yeah, that's always I'm always working on that. Like we've got a pipeline.
That was a tease. That was a total tease right there.
Yeah,
he's like
after
gonna have to pay me a lot of money to do the next campaign, I guess.
You know, it's more like, as long as we can afford to eat ramen.
Well, that's where the chat comes in and the fans go. So right, after this Second Chance campaign, are you going to do Nosfero 2 then?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Rock
next.
knows
then.
The story, and you've seen some of it now. The chat's seen some of it.
Right.
So that's next. Not be more excited about.
Right. So Spring Ball will be after that then.
Here's the funny thing. So with the first campaign, I said, I'm not launching another campaign until I fulfill the first campaign, which was a really brutal way to do it, but I thought it was important to do for my first one. But considering Nosfero is completely painted, so the second edition is more me finessing it, creating a couple of new pieces, reworking the layout and things like that. If Spring Ball is mostly done, I can foresee the idea of launching it at some point, but I'd really want to make sure that this was really well funded before I took that, because everything I do, I'm just so dependent on backers to make this possible, to make this, not just affordable, but profitable is the big thing. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Because you can getting to the working, your tail off just to get to the break even point is not sustainable. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just not sustainable long term. So that's really what's driving all of this. Is just trying to, and I want to get the word out about these characters, because I do think that they're talking about some things that are, really important. Things like God, optimism.
When you're
having...
talking about your comic, let's see your comic. You know, get
Hold on
my
one second. I'm
Doofus
making a
to-
perk right now. I'm making a perk.
When you start
'cause I
selling,
wanna
you
make sure I get that.
got to coordinate the sale with the comic
I
book
honestly do, man. I
for the
honestly
campaign.
do. It's craziness. Guys, this is the best kind of problems to have, though. I mean that sincerely. You guys really inspired me today, and between Eric saying, "Hey, let me help you with your look over your campaign and give you some pointers," and Ethan letting me know a couple days ago that he was gonna help me launch. I was dropping my son off at college,
Sean,
and I was...
put your campaign up on screen. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, well, hang on. I just gotta. I
While you're
can't share what
talking,
I'm sharing now because I'm
just
sharing what do you call it?
His heart. He's sharing his heart.
Well, not necessarily,
Okay.
but no.
Or just get my two-fisted manly tails out of here so I can see your art.
No, you gotta see. This thing. Oh yeah, I'll move this.
Yes,
for a
yes,
second.
yes.
But
There you go.
To me, that's my work. That's what I like to look at your stuff. Mine's work. Let me see here if this is gonna work. I can't believe I can't figure this out. There it is. Okay, cool. So I got the perk image there. Purchase quantity limited for this each backer. Blah blah. Okay. Yes, this is a perk worldwide. Let's do U.S. I have a whole system for this, and I've almost figured out.
Rock, is that
guys,
your
I will
name,
tell you.
or is that sort of a nickname? Is it?
Me?
Yes, that's your name.
Both.
That is my name, Rocky. Yeah, ROQE. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
What kind of name
That's
is
my
that?
I'm Filipino, and that's actually my grandfather's name. So if you see an Asian person and they have a Spanish name, they're usually Filipino. So
Oh, you gotta say your father's name, which is the greatest freaking name in the world.
do I want to do that on stream?
Oh yeah, you don't. Never mind. Keep it a secret.
Yes.
There's
I'll
sure
tell you
that-
later,
listen,
Dan. I'll tell you
Put
later.
it in the chat, in the guest chat.
It's El
do I-
Guapo. No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's
Wait, how do I get into the guest chat? Oh,
Look
here.
where the
Okay.
comics art.
Oh, I just clicked the button. Look at that. All right, cool.
There you go. Yeah, it's the sweetest.
Good.
Like seriously, man, there's some cool names out there. And that one takes the cake. 100%.
Oh, yeah. You'd be good with the ladies with that.
It's hard to keep it under
For
wraps,
sure.
man.
For
It's
sure.
really hard to keep it under wraps
For
because it's
sure.
just too good.
Now everyone in the chat's gonna be mad because they're gonna. What is it?
Yeah, I know. We've got a little secret going and everything now. It's great.
Sometimes I hate that when they're on doing a show. Sometimes you're watching it and they're like, I just put in the chat and they're all like laughing. They're like, I'm like, I don't do that. I can't see you.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I mean, it's the coolest thing about it though is, and when you're in this space was the whole, I remember one time Shane, let me come back around after the stream ended, and he was showing me that animated trailer that we've now seen released, and I was just like, Shane, people are gonna flip the frick out about this when they see this, man. I mean, such a cool. Have you seen the Inglorious Rex animation that Shane has?
Yeah, that's pretty.
I wish
No,
I could
I have not.
pull it
No.
up easily, but it's
pretty
so
cool.
good, man. So good. Yeah, he hired a concept special effects game artist to do his kaiju character animated. It was so good,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, I think
Really
what's going
cool
on
stuff.
is there's a lot of these guys in these companies, and they're
Yeah.
woke, and it's driving them nuts. So what they'll do in their spare time is do these things for these guys for free, just because they just want to. They got to have an outlet for their secret conservatism.
Yes, they do.
Conservatism, and they're like, so I'll do something for you for free, and here it is, and it's kind of
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, if you're just to the right of Mao, it seems you have to live in fear, which is weird. Like, I mean, see, this is the thing. Rocky and I both went to the same college, and I tell people this because my other brother works there, for God's sake. Okay, so like this, Rock.
Oh,
We were told
not blood brother.
Well, yeah, exactly. My other brother.
Yeah.
But his free speech was the freaking thing. Period. Like we were taught artists have the right to do this, they have the right to offend, they have the right to do all of these things, and it was pushed.
Oh my God, it's totally
right?
changed.
Like these are your rights, and all of a sudden, like even just recently with Just Sweet Charlie and all that stuff, It was like everybody was saying, hey, this is the most important thing. And we were like, yeah, that seems like that's what we were taught. And then all of a sudden, on a dime, students were turning each other in for offending,
the commie shit,
It's weird. Art school was
people
not
reporting
like that.
people reporting on each other. It's unbelievable.
Yep. Okay, my friend, let me just take a look for me at the campaign. Well, actually, let me save the changes first. I want you to take a look at the campaign and let me know if you're able to back the art edition with print and get the second edition with print. So do let me know if you're able to do that now. I just updated it. So it might take a little time for that to happen, but hopefully it's updated. So for those of you guys, yes, Joey Jojo, Senior, let me know if you're able to get that, perk added on. But yeah, I mean, it's Rocky and we've talked a lot about this, but there were a lot of things that I think we kind of missed out on. I think you were alluding to this too, is that, Rock came into, college and he was a huge fan of Glenn Keane and the 90s animation artists. And we're seeing all these, they're drawing from elephants, and you did a great video where you went and drew from the zoo. Or as I like to call it, the zoo where that tiger killed those people.
Well,
Well
you still
deserved.
remember.
Let's be clear.
That's
well
right. That's right.
deserved. That was one of my favorite phenomenon, I think, practically in this world. I got to see if I can find. Oh, I do.
Someone snuck into the tiger den. Is that what happened?
Well, what happened was it was like
the
zoo was closed, and these kids, like teenage kids, went in and they started like harassing. I think it was the female tiger or the female lion. One of it was tiger.
No, it was a tiger. An
and
Indian
the tiger,
eater,
like,
as we call them,
leapt out of the enclosement, and
oh my god,
I think killed one of the kids.
Yeah.
And so, like, when people heard about it, they were just like, "Whoa, that is so horrible."
Sorry.
And then some of them were just, and some of us were just like, "Well."
Yeah, it's sort of like, wow, it's really horrible.
You poke a tiger. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, yeah.
So let me see if I can get this to
But unfortunately,
work.
I think they had to put down the tiger because of...
Oh, yeah, they always have to do that.
All right, today we're going to talk about how we can find out and how much we can find out and what it takes to get there. So first we have to decide how much do we want to find out. So let's say in this case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. That there is going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
Look, I'm just saying that is the greatest video ever made, okay?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
I thought I saw a different version of that.
Yep. It's good.
Is that like the original or something? Is that was the first time that was done?
Well, I don't know if that was the first time it was done, but I actually ran it through a filter and put it on a television set because it was done as a vertical video. So,
okay.
I kind of took it and I ran with it and did something a little bit more nuts, but, best graph ever. Agreed. Absolutely agree. So, yeah. The Tigers were pissed. But Rock was like me, was really interested in that kind of anatomical stuff. And
how did they how they antagonize these tigers? What did they do? Throw things
at it?
They were throwing things at it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't know. It was like after hours, like at night, I think. Let me see if I can find an article.
Someone tried to swim with that, that psychotic whale, right, in SeaWorld. So we're always trying to find new ways to bond with nature. So what happens is, if you haven't seen the video, and you can get copyright struck for playing it, or I'd share it with you guys, of the the Indian gentleman in the nature preserve on top of an elephant who gets attacked by a tiger that just Michael Jordans its ass over the
Oh, I
elephant and
think I
then
saw that.
disabled
Yeah,
his
yeah.
arm permanently.
Yeah,
Do
I think I saw that.
not piss off tigers. They're
Yeah.
freaking man-eaters.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I found an article. It says this was 2011, so a while ago. Female Siberian tiger killed in a hail of police gunfire after fatally mauling a man at the San Francisco Zoo on Christmas Day 2007. Wow. Likely was provoked into leaping and clawing out of its enclosure. Tiger named Tatiana killed 17-year-old, won't talk about his name, and injured his friends, brothers, so-and-so, leaving claw marks etched in this asphalt and claw fragments in the bushes outside its pen. Claw marks were also discovered near the top of the enclosure wall, which was lower than federal safety standards dictate, showing that a big cat was able to get enough leverage to pull itself out.
Yep.
So, with my knowledge of tiger behavior, I cannot imagine a tiger trying to jump out of its enclosure unless it was provoked, said the person investigating.
Yeah.
And
Did you guys ever see that film Blackfin with the about the
Blackfish, yes.
Blackfish.
Blackfish.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so those things were just not meant to be in captivity at all.
Yeah.
Too smart. Don't
Too smart
do it.
and then of course they abuse them, and it's just awful. So.
Yeah, I mean, let's be clear. They weren't mislabeled. They were labeled correctly. Killer in the name.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like seeing somebody named a serial killer and focusing on the serial part of it. You know what I mean? Like, let's focus on the killer part. It's not rocket science. Yep. Unbelievable. Yeah. Oh my God. But no, I mean, it's crazy because I remember you were saying on a stream recently that you really wish that, you had studied more and you would like to study more anatomy stuff, and really get a better, handle on understanding the structure of anatomy. And Rock, that's exactly what I started doing, dude. Because we did study anatomy, but we didn't really study the strategies for approaching. I mean, you've seen Dan's stuff, right? Like Dan does all those great videos with anatomical structure.
Thanks.
They come too easy, Dan. Too ezy. I'm like, I usually within the maybe 2-minute mark, I'm like, screw you, and I turn it off.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm trying my best to sort of, think out loud, and try to so people can see what I'm doing. But there's still that element where I just I'm just going on instinct, and it's kind of hard to explain it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird.
But and I think a lot of it, a lot of art is that, right? You don't even know why you're making a certain mark or doing a certain thing until you have to verbalize it, verbalize your process. That's the difficult thing with streaming and drawing at the same time, but it's so valuable. It's really valuable for us who don't live inside your head. There's only one of us on this. Yeah,
because when I watch a tutorial and I don't hear the guy talking, initially I did some of those speed drawings and those just don't help at all. You
just skip forward to the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, but now,
thank
you, Ossman's mentioning my stuff, but it's LIS at the end of it. It's not LOL.
No, I think your gang name, which is how we now refer to you, is lawless.
Did you Awesome One? Did you see the Graybeards? I was on Graybeards today with Aaron. Okay, and
I tuned in for a bit.
Okay, so did you see that Aaron printed my name LESS?
Yes. Oh man!
So I said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry," because he's gonna try to change it, but it's gonna cost him something. And I'm like, "Don't change it. Just let it go."
Aaron Lopresti better help me. He was not there on the launch stream tonight. He better help me in some fashion. Have me on a show, promote Nosfero, because I thought we were brothers in Frankenberry cereal. That's what I understood. Now, Frankenberry cereal runs deep into your veins like high fructose corn syrup or my waiting heart attack. And the thing is that we need to squash that beef because he doesn't like Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein and the Wolfman. We've had tension lately. tension, me and Lopes, but we love too much of the same stuff. So, but yeah, I love that dude. The long and the short of it is, I love Lepresti. He's he's doing
Kelsey
some
is like
Sleepy
is his,
Hollow shit next. Yeah,
yeah, Kelsey's disappeared. Like he's just like, what's going on? They don't know.
wasn't he on Graybeards? I don't know if he was on Graybeards today.
He hasn't been on. They don't haven't heard from him in 3 weeks. Like they just.
Oh, maybe he might be introverting right now. I don't
Well,
know.
apparently he lost his computer equipment, but
Oh shit. Yeah,
so
well,
that something went down there. But
if your
anyways,
computer goes
but it's not
down-
unusual. Honestly, it's not unusual. When he gets into his work, he gets so
Yeah.
focused. It's hard for him to sort of, I think, break out of that and then do a live
Amen.
stream. So
yeah, he's a good dude. We've had some fun conversations about it. And Graham, Graham, I could talk monsters with Graham Nolan.
Oh my gosh,
all day. God,
his
what a good guy.
encyclopedia of knowledge of
Mhm.
monsters and monster comics and monster movies is just unbelievable.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
Billy Tucci is also like good in like he seems to know all the starlets. That's kind of
Yeah,
like
he
Billy
does.
would.
Yeah, he does.
But some old starlet from the 1940s, he's like, oh, that's so and so. He'll know.
That was a thing that was so funny is that these are I every now and again I'll send a private message to or whatever you call it on to X. What's it called? Like, how do you call it? I guess whatever, a direct
Twix.
message or whatever. Yeah, and I'll send him one of like some monster thing, and he'll be like, "Did you see this new monster thing?" Like, we're still stuck in the Monster Kid reality. It's
Yeah.
craziness.
Well, it was so
I
much
love that
fun when we were
stuff.
kids. All that stuff, man. Oh,
Hell yeah, it is. I love it, man. I love it. So, what do you call it? So
bring up your
Rock,
campaign, by the way. Can you bring up your
oh
campaign?
yeah, let me bring. Yeah, now I can do it. Yeah, now I can do it. Hopefully, I was able to do that add-on, for that backer. I feel terrible if that didn't work out. So we'll have to see. But let me go here to where the heck did I even put it? That's a good question right there. Nope. Ah, man. Just put me in the home now. Let me see. I'm
I'm
far
seeing stuff in
gone.
your clouds and your pictures. I'm seeing faces and stuff.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's tons of. I'm always trying to slowly build out the stuff. Like, so whenever you see me do texture, a lot of times I'm just bringing the what's the word I'm looking for, the painting out of the texture. That's a huge part of it for me.
I'm talking about the shape of the clouds, and I'm seeing
Mhm.
faces. Like, okay,
Yeah.
look where his scabbard is, okay?
Mhm.
And go directly to the right. That looks like no, down a little lower, right where
Yep.
the orange part is. That looks like a person's face, nose, mouth,
Yeah.
and kind of
Yeah,
hair.
right there. I can see what you mean. Yeah. Totally right. Yep. Let me see if I can make this work here.
Rocky,
Oh,
do
for
you see it?
heaven's sake.
I totally see it. I see if you go above that, I see a pirate profile where like the cliff is like a pirate hat, and then the eyeball underneath it and the nose, well, kind of chopped off nose.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah. Oh man, I see a message telling me. Oh no. So. Oh my lord. All right, let's see if I can make something happen here. Let's just see what we can do. All right, so I'm going to go to where are we? Is it computer screen, and then I'm going to have to do things. So, let me get rid of this, and then let me get rid of this, and there we go. All right, so let's move this out into the center of the screen. So here we are, guys. This
Yeah, you
is
moved to the
Nosfero,
side, didn't you?
the crypto. Yeah, man, I'm slowly figuring this out. We are at 72 backers.
Oh,
We are
moving
really
towards that.
getting there, guys. So we're getting
Wow.
close.
Close to
So there we are.
6,000.
Yeah, almost to 6,000, guys. Thank you again to Comicsgate Live, Ethan Van Sciver, and everybody who showed up to that stream. Eric Weather, Shane Davis, Dan Lawless, Mike Barron, oh my gosh, Cecil, of course, and oh my gosh, I'm trying to make sure I remember everybody.
Paul Ravoche.
Oh yes, Paul Ravoche, and who else was in there? John Malin. All of those guys, everybody who was in there for that stream. Thank you guys so
Mike
much.
Barron.
Mike
was here.
Barron, yes indeed. You guys really got this campaign happening, and I appreciate the heck out of you for that. I've got it doubled up there. There we go. So we're closing in on $6,000, which is just incredible, man, and such a testament to Comicsgate and Ethan and like I said, guys, we are coming up on 100. You're absolutely right, Slacker 23. Um, it's a testimony to the generosity, because I know I was saying this before and it still blows my mind, Rock, that Ethan can just do a stream where he's talking about any given subject and raise way more in super chats than he's going to raise when he's launching somebody else's book. It's
Yeah, it's pretty
scary
crazy.
to me. And he just goes, you know what, I'm going to try to do this for people. And my only hope is that I can get to a level of success, with his support, where I can stab him in the back. And that's from the heart. Okay? That
From the
is
heart
from
to
the
the
From
heart.
your heart to his back.
And unfortunately, chances are my heart will become clogged and I will die because of these sandwiches. He's slowly sending me
That's
to
the
murder
secret.
me.
See, he's making sure that you can't do that.
Yeah, he's kind of like, why don't you waddle over here?
It's a lot of
Oh, man.
psychological games going on with that.
It's
with those
really
sandwiches.
simple. Actually, I'm pretty easy to trick. Here's a sandwich. Okay. Yeah, that was the whole.
Have you eaten sandwiches from that place before?
Never in my life, but it just goes to show you, if anybody were, I go outside and there's just this bag here with these 2 drinks, which really shows you that if you leave a bag of anything on my door, without question, I will open the door, take the bag, just eat it.
Just start eating.
And my wife will be like,
Whether
"Did
or
you
not
see? Oh,
it's
did you see that
edible.
trash bag I put out on the
Yeah.
porch?" I'll be like,
Now, is there any danger of the bag getting eaten by animals? Do you have animals in your area that would?
Yeah, we do. Me.
Yeah. I'm talking about non-humans.
There's a high risk of me eating the bags. Yes,
I think
there have been the
Rhode
odd
Island has
occasion.
I'm
a lot
surprised
of
sometimes even the
chupacabra.
Yeah, we have chupacabra, chimichangas, unrelated. Yeah, we have coyotes out here, and theoretically we're supposed to have coy wolves out here, but that there's a debate as to how serious of a thing that is. But I will say this about and I'm not even, this is no word of a lie. I was driving up to my job. Yeah, he is killing the competition with DoorDash. Yes, that's his. DoorDash is his assassin, man. But I was driving up to work, and if you know anything about coyotes, right? Because there are coyotes around here. They're fairly, at least the ones that when you see them out and about, they're fairly solitary. You just see them going off, and there have been a lot of discussions of whether or not this species that has kind of got a little bit of wolf in them and a little bit coyote, this kind of mixed species, was a thing. So I'm driving up to work, and in one of those areas where you've got the highway splits, so you've got trees and like a low lying area. I'm driving, and I look over, and I'm in real time. I'm like going, "Holy crap, that looks like a dog! Holy crap, that looks more like a wolf! Holy crap, there's 2 of them jogging side by side without collars." So I saw
Wow.
2 freaking wolf-like coyote moving together like you would see a pack, and it was freaking insane. And I'm talking about the beltway around Boston. I'm not talking about, out in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, yeah, they've had a lot of dogs and things snatch these things. Yeah, it looked like a husky, but you don't see 2 huskies in the wild with no collar. And by the way, the long legs with the big feet that they have, like, that you can't mistake for anything else? It's like this weird kind of part coyote, part wolf, but they were big. At that distance, I knew they were big. I never saw anything like that again. And I've seen a lot of stuff up here, but that was, to know those things were running
Wow.
around, I was thinking, uh-oh, lock up your dogs, kids.
Yeah, I know we got
Absolutely
some
nuts.
here, but I have never seen them.
Oof. Yeah, terrifying. So yeah, guys, if you have not seen this campaign, allow me to tell you that there is now, I believe, and let me know in the chat if you've tried to back it and it's worked. There's the art edition, which has just the artwork without the text on it, which is a first printing. It's going to be signed. Every one of these is going to be signed.
Shant, you
Go
should have
ahead.
done a text edition with no art and just the text.
I'm not even kidding. I was laughing and thinking that would be great. Well, was it someone in the chat said this, and I was like thinking, and this is why we need to make hundreds of thousands of dollars with these campaigns. But we're talking about the, I think you were talking about the acetate with the tape or with the type
Oh
over
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
if you
yeah.
could move that, and I'm like going, oh my God, oh, that would be
That would be
nuts.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, but so you've got the art only editions here, and so right now I believe there's an add-on if you want to back the art edition with the print right here, and then you want to add on to it this edition. I think I now have the ability to where you can buy the art edition and add on with a print, and add on the second edition with a print. So if that's something anybody is interested in, that is, I think, now set up. And then, of course, here's the oxidized second printing, which will give you the book with all the text on it, maybe with one or two edits that we caught that were all my fault, as I like to put it. And then it'll have new bonus features in the back. So really
I like to
cool
say
edition.
was my fault.
Yep, was absolutely Rocky's fault. And then
No.
we have someone has already claimed, wow, 1 out of the 10 original head sketch paintings, and these are going to be, I think I did the math on this with Eric today. It was they're usually, the sketches are about 7 inches by 9 inches on an 8.5 by 11 board.
Zoom in on that face. I dig that
Yeah,
face.
this is bananas, man. This is what the sketches look like, and they're quite large, and they're more than sketches.
Mm-hmm.
So it's yeah, that's how we try to do things, and I can't even believe this. 3 out of the Crypt,
I love that.
treasure troves are gone.
I
This is
definitely
the
know who
end-
one of those people
Oh
are.
yeah,
Like,
we do.
he was so happy. He was
Mark
so
was
he was
over
on
the moon.
he was on my stream before you launched, and he was just like, you could tell he was just like, I'm refreshing. I am like, got to get my mom set up. I got to get my dog set up before I do this, so nothing
He's the
distracts
man.
me. Like, he really wanted to get that treasure trove, so I'm so excited that he did.
Yeah, I am too, man. And for those of you guys who don't know, the rarest book of mine that's ever been made, because it had a low print run, had an introduction and a rough sketch of a character that would become Nosfero, funny enough, but isn't Nosfero in this book. It has, and it's the second art book had a print run of 200 copies. So these are the last ones in that tier. So this is the rarest book I've ever printed. There are only 200 copies in existence, and that includes dinged ones that I didn't send out. So it's probably less than 200. So you have
Awesome.
this book with my love of Sleepy Hollow featured in this book. This is another, hold on a second, see if I can get this to work here. Is there another page in there? Maybe not. God, this paper is so thick. I keep forgetting about that. But this was another thought on what this type of character could be, where he's got
Wow.
2
I love that.
automatic pistols, which is really weird to think about now. Another Frankenstein character story I was working on.
That's
So
great.
this is the rarest book. And here's the old horror posters we were talking about, Dan.
Uh-huh.
Total Influence.
Yeah, these are great.
These are all the stuff. So this right here
Oh,
has
wow.
also my first painted sequential stuff. Although not a comic, I was doing a page experiment. And then this is another experiment with the sequential stuff that I was working on, if it focuses. And then here's the second page with a little cameo by my a photo I had of my kids when they were babies. Right there, I always sneak them into my art books. I found an old picture of them. And then this is a ode to Thriller and the horror movie Ginger Snaps.
Oh, wild.
Right here. And here is Franken-Kong, which was another one I was working on. And then here's the
colors
next Franken-Con. This is the most bonkers painting I think I've ever done. This book is the rarest. You can only get it in the Crypt treasure trove. That is the only way you can get this book. It's
Do you have
done.
most of
There's
the
just,
originals?
oh yeah, oh yeah. I haven't sold. I can't even imagine selling that original. I think I've sold. Gosh, what's the one I sold? I'm trying to think of which ones I've sold from these art books. Um, let's see. I haven't sold this one yet, which is the Strigoi Melange, which is one of the most detailed paintings I've ever done. It's just insane. Like
Mm-hmm.
Love
it's
the type,
but
hand drawn type.
oh gosh, yeah. That
Reminds me of heavy
this
metal a little bit.
look at this though, how nuts I went on this piece. Like I was just looking at, Guillermo del Toro's The Strain and Bela Lugosi and Nosferatu, and I was doing this just crazy thing. And then this was the Undead Medley,
You totally
which has
Strigoi your melange on that one.
I totally did. I like the Undead Medley though too. This character, this is why this book was so pivotal. This character right here was one of the characters
Oh,
Amun El Hazared was born out of.
there you go.
Dwayne Jones from Night of the Living Dead, the Walking Dead version of Boris Karloff. There's Vincent Price. There's George Romero
Vincent
as
Price is
a
what?
Vincent Price in what was the movie called? Oh gosh, where he has the skull makeup on him. Shoot. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. This is Leanna Quigley from Return of the Living Dead. This is the first zombie from Night of the Living Dead. And so that painting was, The Strain was a sick vampire show. Loved it. Here's my ode to Wesley Snipes. Fake poster. Claude Van Helsing, the Hound of Phantoma,
Mm.
which would lead to Phantomas in
Oh, I love that
Nosfero.
dog.
Isn't that
It's great.
crazy? Here's when I died, apparently. Made my own tombstone there.
Mm.
And then I
Yeah.
had, let me see what that one
I
says.
put my name on a tombstone once for a card I did for Marvel Comics with
Peter
Wolverine
Cushing
versus Spider-Man.
is tombstone. And then what does this one say? What do you think this one says? Rock? Can you see
can't
it?
see. Wait.
I believe it says Granddad or Grandpa Mark, and it's for Mark Davis's tombstone in the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, nice.
So that's my reference. So there's Peter Cushing, and a little Snipes reference. And of course this was the Queen of Bats. This was a vampire using a model named Neda, who is a great model to use for painting. She just has a great look to her. And then here's the sketch section in this book. God, these books, guys, whether it's Nosfero or anything else, the guy who bought this is an artist by the name of J.M. Dragunis. And I said I was going to throw the tracing paper transfer sheet. So this is a scan of the tracing paper transfer sheet. So there's the sepia. And he goes, don't throw that out. I want it for $100. I'll pay you $100 for it. So he has that. Here's the sketch. And there's the finish from this book. And then here's me eradicating the face of this as I evolved the sketch. All of this stuff you can only get in this book. And the same thing goes with Autonomous Treks. When these books are gone, the first printings, the second printings won't look this. There's not going to be a second printing of this. It'll just be a totally different book. But the second printings are going to be of Nosfero, both the art edition and the oxidized edition are going to be completely different. And then I have these huge full page zooms of some of these paintings
Now
in process.
these books are available on the campaign.
These are available on the campaign, but they're only available at the $425 everything campaign. And when you back that, I don't know if people know this, but when you back that, this is the signatory page where I do my head sketches. All of the first printing books, Nosfero, the 2 art books, and the art edition, when you back that tier, will all have inked head sketches in them. That's a part of that tier. So you're getting customized books and the last copies of books like this available. Autonomous Treks is also included in that. This was the first book I did inspired by Ethan and Comicsgate, and then I got a huge audience on Instagram. I was like, I wonder if I could fund an art book. You remember those days, Rock? And this was the book where I did this painting that
That's
became
your profile
my logo.
picture.
It is. It was
Yeah.
that painting, and it was like an ode to what do you call it? All the things I love. So you've got this painting right here with the triple stone, or sorry, copper bones from Goonies on the chest of the turtle. You've got this is very obscure. This is a reference to the Tuskegee Airmen, the Red Tails. This is their logo, but mixed in with sci-fi. It's just a really obscure reference. And then here's another painting that I used the model Netta for, which was just a fun sci-fi sword kaiju piece. Here's Kong and Baby Kong right there fighting a monster. And by the way, then the human jumping down with an axe. I don't know if you
Oh
can
my
see her
gosh.
here. So I was always playing with scale. This is, let's see what else is in Autonomous Treks. Oh yeah, this is the sci-fi painting an ode to Johnny Sacco and the Giant Robot for
awesome.
Zeta. And there's my son. In this, he posed for that. He was really excited. Let's see. In Spaceman, it is so good to see you, man.
And did you
and then
pose
here's-
for the other guy in that one?
Of course
Shant?
I
You
did. I'm
posed for the other guy.
shredded.
Totally.
Shredded. So and then here's my daughter. She posed for this. That's a reference to a character in the Star Trek. I forget what it was called, but it was like where they were made to be gladiators. So I had her posed here as the Gorn-like characters throwing a rock, the Komodo Gorn. And let me see if I can find. And then this painting right here, which was just a ton of fun to do. Like this lizard was based on the Journey to the Center of the Earth with James Mason in it. Here's another one from that series based on the Thunder. What are they called? Thunderbirds. The ones for the Air Force, I believe. Here's the M. Night Shyamalan creatures that he's
I love
done.
that
I
guy
always
on the
thought they were.
left. That's awesome.
Yes, isn't that crazy? From the
That
Village,
looks like
I think it was.
the character from. It reminds me, anyways, of the character from Robbie Tower's Rogues in the House. It's Conan
Yes.
story.
This right here, Shape of Water, by the incredible Mike Hill, and Mike Hill actually saw this on a post and said, "I love it," and I was like, that's good. Here's a painting that sold. This is Kong versus Goldzilla, done with gold, silver paint, and this one is just. I don't know if you can even
Wow.
see it. It's ridiculously detailed. It's a
Yeah, it's
twisted
great. The
painting.
colors are fantastic.
And when
What was
these
the
books
size
go,
on that one,
love
Sean?
this one.
What was the
Oh
size
God,
on
what
that
was
one?
it? That one was 20 by 16. It says all and
Wow.
cold press. So yeah, every one of these books has how it's done. And then this right here, allies by chance, brothers by choice, Jet Jaguar, Godzilla, back to back. This is based on the 1976 King Kong movie, but also the original poster. So you've got the snake, and then you've got this because my wife actually was premature because her mom was made to cram into a car going to see King Kong. That movie.
I love that piece. It's great.
It's so much
Your
fun.
Kong and your Godzilla stuff are they're so cool, man.
Yeah, I got to do more of this stuff. And hail
Yeah,
Barb
you gotta do
Rogers. I see
you gotta
there.
do like a giant ape character in
Here we go.
Nosfero.
That's motherhood in a nutshell. Surrounded by
Mm-hmm.
Komodo dragons, trying to get that baby gorilla. Weighs way too much. Up the hill, but Dad's coming to the rescue there. But she's like the jungle girl who takes care of these guys. And there's another thing I did inspired by Kong and the skull crawlers from Kong Skull Island. That was a fun one. And then it's weird because Nosfero is the most paintings I've ever done. Believe it or not, there's only 20 paintings in each of these books. And it feels like forever. But look at that underwater, how fun that was, dude. Do you see her?
Oh yeah.
She's underwater trying to pull him to the surface for scale. And then you zoom out, and this is what you're dealing with. Such a fun series of paintings. And then that's the cover, of course. And then what else do I have in here? Oh, yeah. This painting you guys all know in its unfinished form. So that's the whole painting right there. because I was just doing a ton. Oh wait, there's a close up of it. It's a little bit easier to see, but there you go. That's the stuff that this all led. And this is my favorite painting of all time. This one is inspired by my amazing wife, and I wish I could hold her and the kids like that in the palm of my hand back in the day. You know, they've gotten too big now, but that's how it goes. So it's just
That
a little
scene in
Go ahead.
King Kong in the
Yeah.
that one where they use the like animatronic hand.
Yep.
What's the name of the actress that was in that? And he's like breathing
Jessica
on her
Lange?
like, yes, Jessica Lange.
Hell yeah.
So good. That's like burned in
This
my
is
brain.
my desk versus Rocky's, just so everybody's clear. It is a hellhole. This is how the paints start. How
That's
it
my
started.
desk. That's my desk
How
right
it's
there.
going.
That's Sean's.
Right? That's totally what it is, man. And then here's the sketch section. So when you guys get these books, guys, back these books. These are the most limited books, period. This one, I think, had a print run of 300. This one had a print run of 200. The first printing of Nosfero had a print run of 800. And
Wow.
with damages and everything else for 660 backers, these are the last copies you guys are going to get of these things. There's not going to be a chance to get that first printing of Nosfero after this. There's only 100 of those. And there's only 10 of this book left that I could sell. It's crazy to think about
Gotta
this.
get him.
You
Gotta
gotta
get
get
'em.
them, guys. You know? It's nuts. Absolutely nuts, man. And it's like, Rock, I just gotta get you to do a book.
Oh, I know.
Gotta get you to do a book.
I'm working my way to it, my friend. Working my
you
way.
are, dude.
Building
You
up
are.
those muscles, trying to.
Oops, I
It's
just
been
popped
fun,
in.
though.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was doing that.
That's
But
all right. It happens sometimes, Dan.
I just wanted to show you guys.
This is Dan's
I just wanted to show you guys the.
braggadocious, dare I say, nature. No, Dan, I beg Dan to get his artwork out here. This right here, many of you
Nice.
may know from your youths, your misspent youths and your years collecting
see my name on
comics.
the. I signed my name
Yep.
on the main. I wanted to show you. I signed my name on the graveyard.
Yep.
But see Wolverine slicing through that
Only
gravestone.
10. Yep. Yeah, I
What
mean,
year was this, Dan?
was it
I'm
80s
wondering.
or 90s?
I can't, it was in the 90s somewhere, but I can't remember.
Yeah, because
now.
Spider-Man's eyes are big already.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
definitely.
people flip out about
McFarlane.
this stuff, man.
And this was traditional acrylics?
This is colored pencil on my
that's
frosted,
sick.
Holy
frosted
cow.
mylar.
I told you he was crazy.
Colored pencil. Oh my gosh.
Now the art
Man.
is actually only like 5x7 because this is for a trading card. So
Wow.
Yeah. You got to
let me
zoom
see
in on
actually
it,
if I can zoom in, you could probably see the color pencil texture.
Well, that's not just why, but holy cow. Dude, look at that rock. Isn't that sick?
Wow. That's great.
Yep.
Do you still have the
Miles in
original?
chat.
No, I sold these.
Oh, so cool. Wow, colored pencil. Dang.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
it takes to this
Mhm.
this frost. The key is the frosted mylar, and the
Mhm.
neat thing is I could draw a pencil drawing, and then I put the frosted mylar over it and just color it. It was
That's
great. So
insane.
I could see really clearly, through the mylar type. But it has to be frosted, so it takes the color pencil.
Yep.
It can't be the shiny stuff.
Yeah, there's love for this. Ladies
Well,
and
actually, I
gentlemen,
think mylar is not
Mr.
even the
Dan
right word.
Wallace.
It's another thing. I forget what
Vellum?
it's called.
Is it
Not
vellum?
vellum either. It's
Oh,
it's
acetate?
definitely not vellum. It's like I think it's more of a frosted mylar. It's very thick and
Wow.
plasticky and shiny on one side,
Mhm.
and very 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 like if you're looking through something pretty whatever, frosted is the best word I can
Transparent?
think of.
Oh, frosted.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's cool.
Yeah.
so
Where
it
did
looks
you learn that
matted. It
technique?
looks very matted on the textured side. Yeah.
Where'd you learn that technique?
I just discovered it because they in art school the auto designers used it all the time, and
Yeah.
I just tried it with colored pencil one time. Like, hey, this looks really cool, and I just figured it out.
Guys, thank
That's
you for
great.
posting the links to Nosfero in the chat, guys. We're at 72 backers. If you have not backed that book yet, do consider backing it, you will not regret it. It is the thing about these books, guys, is besides the fact that they're 8.5 by 11 and they're on extremely, yeah, Daniel Craig, amen. Let me just say that. Amen. The fact that stuff, that these books are what they are, the paper stock is incredibly heavy in these books. They're built to last. 8.5 by 11, and then you get to the, I don't want to spoil the ending here, but you get to the back of the book, and with all of my books, you get pages of sketches, behind the scenes stuff, making of, thought process, layout pages, how the book, came together. This stuff is really where you get to see the meat and potato. Let me move this light for a second here. This is where you really get to see the meat and potatoes of how this stuff comes
I really
together.
like these.
The people like really get into this. The art edition's going to have a lot like of this stuff in it in the back, because I really want to make it for all of my process nerds, like myself, to get a chance to see like this is how the layouts went. You can see the layouts to finish.
Do you know if the page count is going to be the same on? Do you know the page count on those new editions yet, Sean? Or are you still adding in
around 50?
Okay.
It's, I would say, around 50, because by the price point for that book, yes, indeed, we are so close to 6,000. By the way, guys, thank you so much for backing. Every backer counts. So if you have not yet, $25 to get a beautiful second edition of this book. $33 to get the art edition. There's so much stuff there to get at almost every price point. But, my attitude is, like, when I was working on Nosfero, I had an idea to have a single page to cover a certain story. And it turned out to be that crazy double page spread with the eyes that's on the campaign page. Because you just do what it takes to make it the best book possible. And so I was like, we're adding pages. That's what we got to do here. It needs this. It needs some oomph right there. And I think that that's the same thing with when I'm making books. It's about giving the best quality experience that you possibly can give, to the audience. I mean, the color reproduction, the color correcting. When you buy these books, it's the closest you're going to get to looking at the originals. That's the goal. I know both of you guys know how important that is, because you're the same,
It's funny how difficult it is to capture the original sketches sometimes. Like, I'll do something small like that, and it's like, and it's just a smudge, but it's just expressive to the movement and then I try to duplicate it, and it's like, it's tough. Or you ever have that weird experience where you draw something once, and then you try to just duplicate it, and like, I'm the artist. I did it, and I can't do what I did the first time. It's really weird,
Definitely happens. Definitely happens. Yeah. I mean, it takes, what was that great quote that I read, that I think it was Thomas Hart Benton said this to one of his students, and he said, being an artist is the greatest life in the world. There's nothing that compares for it. I'm sorry, it's the greatest life in the world if you can get past the first 40 years. And I freaking loved that. I thought that is the greatest quote ever.
I'm getting close. I got 37 years as a professional, so
there it is.
In a couple more years, I'll be all set.
Yep. That's what
maybe that's
just
when you pass away, you die. Like that's the best part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we. Good night. Take care, my friend. I think what it comes down to is we got to build these skills up over time and then share them. And you can't cheat them. You can't cheat skills.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Oh, the chat cracks me up, man. You guys.
All right, I'm going to check out, I think, too, guys. Actually, my voice is getting raspy.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to wrap up, too. But, Rock, stick around, because I want to say hey real quick if you got a minute, Ran.
Yeah.
Sound all right? All right, guys.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Congratulations, Jonathan. A good lunch.
Congrats,
Thank you, Dan. Take care, brother.
Keep it rolling.
Later,
let's do that show with a featured artist. We got to talk soon.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. Maybe we'll drag Rock into it. I think that'd be fun.
Okay. Sure.
I'm not gonna.
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask him. He's just gonna do it. He's just gonna do
What?
it. Yeah. Bye, Dan. Take care. Yeah. All right, gang. So we're gonna wrap
Okay.
up this
See you
stream.
guys.
Take care, Dan.
See you later,
And
Dan.
Bye.
we'll see you guys soon. So, Rock, stick around.
Wait,
and,
there's a gap. There's a gap now.
No,
I
just
feel
calm down.
separated.
We are
Separated. I feel alone. I'm by
feel
myself in this
distanced.
corner.
I know. You're in the naughty corner. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up, guys. Thank you all for your support, backing Nosfero today. I appreciate all of you guys. As I always like to say, from the heart of Lovecraft Country and the birthplace of American religious liberty, my name is Shanthan Jetty. This is Shanthan Jetty Art. Speak easy, stay gold, keep the faith, and peace be with you, as I like to say. I know I'm trying to figure it out. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming some more. We're going to be nonstop promoting this book because I love to do it, and very, very excited about it. And if you're a channel member, you will see your name in the credits. And if you became a channel member recently, they will be in the credits next show. So thank you guys so much. Take care, and I will see you very soon.
Good morning.